level of defensive execution was on point, and he was very surprised and also impressed by how successful he was. You know, he just had such a high level of execution in every area, and KOG was slightly overwhelmed there. ですね、まだ4月に発売されたばっかなゲームなので、これからなんですけど、気持ちはいかがでしょうか？
確か今月末かな、エボリューションだとか、あとメキシコとかでも大会があるので、そこら辺全部出ていこうかなと思っています。なのでこのゲームはずっとやっていく感じですね。
いい感じです、いい感じです。So I'm just letting him know, like, obviously the game came out in April. It's very, very new. You know, to even be here on this stage is an absolute amazing feat. And he's got his eyes on some tournaments that are coming up in the near future. He's going to be traveling around and entering all the tournaments and just sharpening his skills. You know, you need to sharpen, steel, sharpen steel. You need that solid competition to level up. And he is using all of this as part of experience to get to that very next level. で、これから、なんていうの？考えてみると、やっぱりこれやればよかったなっていう、なんか、ありますか？
一回も対空されてなかったんで、はい、飛びまくるありだったなと思ったんですよね。ちょっと、むしろこっちが待ちすぎたのかなと。でも、待つ予定だったんで、もう仕方ないですね。それはちょっと、仕方ない。
So I asked him, you know, thinking back on the match, is there anything he wishes he did differently? Or, you know, is there anything that's come to mind now? And he says, well, to be honest, he didn't really anti-air me much. Why didn't I jump in? I could have just jumped in. And at some point he was thinking, you know, why don't I just like spam jump-ins? You know, that's like what he was saying. Should have just spam jump-ins. But he decided to wait. He had prepared a waiting defensive style. That's what he wanted to do. That's how he'd practiced. That's how he prepared for the event. And he couldn't just abandon that whole ship just on the notion of he might not anti-air, right? So he stuck with his guns. I respect that. And he's taken the experience here. You know, he's taking it on the chin, a lot of respect. Big shouts to KOG. We'll be seeing more of him in the near future. That's been it from us here. Hope you've enjoyed the interview. See you for the next one.
Koji Cog there putting on a performance as a human reaction thumbnail clip there. I think we got every facial expression in his repertoire. Unfortunately, we won't be able to see any more of those facial expressions as he has been eliminated. Let's talk, you know, a little about Koji Cog and what he does bring, though, that personality and that experience.
Koji Cog's kind of like, I want to say he's like the life of the party here, right? He's like that Jim Varney, you know, meme face thing going on, where it's like every expression he has shown us, like you said, every single expression going on, and he made us, like during this match, made us showcase so many different expressions.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that was, of course, a very exciting set. I mean, Koji, he mentioned that he was playing a little bit too defensively. I found that a little interesting because it felt like he was the one trying to put on the pressure in many situations, but he was just simply getting the tables turned on him because of XYZZY's guard cancels, right?
Yeah, it definitely worked out against him, right? And I like that he said, he was like, yeah, maybe I should have just jumped more. I should have spammed more jump-ins that could have opened them up. But one thing I just want to say, in the case of Koji, I'm very excited to see how happy he is even in defeat. I got to commentate him a win at CEO and to see how he cried to get here. I'd expected that might happen again, but no, he's the life of the party, like you said, Gibby.
Yeah, unfortunately, we do have to say goodbye to him and also, of course, to Reynald. A disappointment for all, but we have hope coming up. And I know we'll be talking about these next matchups. We just saw some expert Billy Kane display, and our next match coming up will certainly show that as well, as we have Nemo going up against Dark Angel. Now, Dark Angel wasn't able to put on a performance that was really representative of their skill in the first round, but he'll have another opportunity. But Nemo is still looking very, very dangerous. How does this matchup play out for you guys? Is there any history there? Have they gone up against each other previously?
I don't think that there's been any run-ins between these two yet. I'm trying to remember all the tournaments leading up to this event. I don't believe that they've ever been at the same places before.
Yeah, I don't believe they have, because Dark Angel has only went to one event, and that's the event he qualified at.
That's right.
Yeah, that was the only one. Nemo has traveled, obviously, to CEO, Evo Japan as well. But, I mean, really another clashing of the styles we're going to see here, right? We saw how aggro Dark Angel can be, but Nemo having that defensive background coming from other games where you got to block all over the place, right? Yeah. He is really, it's really going to come down to if Terry Bogard can crack shoot Billy Kane, right?
I mean, Dark Angel, he really likes to set up the Rev power wave and chase behind it in order to put pressure on them, force a reaction, and then try to find an opening in that way. So it's going to be up to Nemo to find ways to play around that.
And our second match coming up is going to be Punko up against the Geo. Guys, that one certainly, again, It's the last opportunity for both of these players. One of them will be going home. The Gio hasn't really been able to deliver. Also, there will be the hopes of many watching at home on his shoulders. Can he perform here against Punko?
It's going to be a big uphill battle for him. Punko, legendary player. The Gio, not necessarily a slouch, but it's going to be much harder for him.
I think what I'm more interested in is finding out who's going to come out, because both of the matches, there's two characters that we only have one of, right?
Yeah.
If Punko goes down, that's the only Gato. If Dark Angel loses, the Terry is gone. So I hope you like eating Kinds and Billy's for breakfast, because that's what we might be getting.
Yeah, I mean, I'm also, of course, in my heart of hearts, I love both the Gio and Punko, right? But of course, Punko plays Gato. Gato is a little bit more interesting to watch than the Hope tomorrow, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
Those matches are coming up on the other side of this short break. Esports World Cup, Fatal Fury, City of the Wolves continues on the other side of this.
Welcome back, everybody, to Fatal Fury at the Esports World Cup 2025. We're close to closing out our group stage here as first two matches went deeper in the lower bracket of groups A and B, and now we'll move on to both C and D. We're your hosts, Milos and Hollywood Rob TV. I think it's time for us to move on.
Milos, this second day of EWC has been fire up to this point. Are you kidding me? We already lose Koji KOG, which breaks my heart. Reynolds as well. You cannot make it up. But at the end of the day, only one player will survive this tournament and seal this trophy. That said, we have our first player ready for our next match. Let's bring to the stage, fighting out of Japan, Nemo! Now, of course, Nemo, Japanese fighting game god. One of the best that we have ever seen do it. He qualified through Evo Japan, and I want to make sure people understand this player right here is an innovator in every game that he plays. It is extremely tough to stop his style or to emulate his style. He is a force to be reckoned with.
That is experience, but on the other side, his opponent, the one, the only, the youthful Dark Angel! Representing Na'Vi, there is a lot of hope on this man's shoulders. Now, the young blood fell to Kindevu's experience yesterday. Today, it does not get any easier. He's one of the rare Terry players in this current meta. Can he bring it in a do or die matchup?
Oh man, I'm hyped up. It's do or die. You did not exaggerate whatsoever. I mean, these moments, this is what people compete for, and it is time to have our face-off. Dark Angel, Nemo, please meet right here, center stage, and face the man that is trying to send you home. Don't be scared. Come a little closer. Come a little closer. Okay. Put the keys up. He said you ain't taking his key. He said you ain't taking his. Nemo always cold-blooded. You can go ahead back and get ready for your match. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time. Nemo versus Dark Angel. Let's send things over to our commentators.
This is so hype. Welcome back, everybody. EWC Fatal Fury, City of the Wolf. This is Justin Wong. I'm here with Jeremy Vicious Lopez, the commentator. Bro, did you see that face-off right there?
Wild. When Rob had said y'all can get a little bit closer, Nemo took the full initiative. He took his key, placed it towards Dark Angel's heart. He's like, I'm here to crush you.
Dude,
you saw it in his eyes.
It's so good. Yeah, it's so intense because a lot of people probably have Nemo as like one of their favorites to make it really, really far. While the Dark Angel, that's like the heart pick, where you're like, oh, he's playing Terry. He's the only one playing Terry Bogard. I want him to go far.
Right.
So it comes down to the let me put like a smart pick versus my heart pick.
Right. And you know, to be honest, at the end of the day, I think there's a lot of people that would be kind of saying either choice is still technically an intelligent pick, no matter what, because of how they performed and how they even got here in the first place. I did misspeak a couple of times over prior, by the way, just letting you guys know that this isn't necessarily like a qualification match, but it's just to move on into the next step of it, because we did have somebody further on, like pretty much like the losers finals, so to speak, to get yourself into top 8. So I did misspeak on that. However, this one is just one of the steps going forward, coming in from Group C. All right, so Nemo coming in with the Billy. We have Dark Angel with a Terry, so I could kind of see why people would choose one over the other. You see Dark Angel really getting himself ready.
Listen, that's when you know the matches have been so hyped, right? Because the first two matches in Group A, Group B, they delivered. In terms of Group A with the Billy mirror match, like we talked about it, mirror matches maybe people don't find the most exciting, but the fact that it had a double KO, like double rev blow at the same exact frames.
Zero
Stuff
frame
like that,
supers as well.
Zero frame supers. It's exciting alone. And even with ET putting layer 1, layer 2 in terms of the shimmy game, catching the jump back with the command normal for the end, it's like once he saw Reno adapt to it, he added layer 2 into the mix, right? And now we're getting to see the interesting matchups, right? Where obviously we have Nemo, fighting game god. He's been playing fighting games just as long as myself, playing with the Billy Kane, and he's also another person that's like played Billy from the beginning. Also another original Billy player versus the Terry player, the best Terry player in the world. And I would say that in terms of his like the conditionings and the stuff that he does, it's so unique. Like the way he approaches, the way he challenges with supers, the way he uses Rev Power Wave. No other Terry player does that.
But he needs to get started. I think that's the main thing, right? If you've taken a look at how he performed in the previous day during groups, he has to just get started. However, with this current predicament against Nemo and his Billy, we might not be able to see it, but who knows, right?
Yeah, who knows right here. The chase down right here. And the thing about this, even though Nemo is playing a character that can be more defensive, he's probably going to still be an aggressive player because like Rob says, he's an innovator. No matter what, you can never copy his playstyle, and he will never look the same like another character and specialist.
Yeah, but right now, Dark Angel, although being in the flux position for the SPG, he's not really able to get Nemo in one spot,
Yes.
right? He's tech rolled the correct way out multiple times over thus far. And as impressive as that JD was, Dark Angel already looking to lose the rest of his SPG pretty soon.
I know, but look at this, the wake-up jab! Oh my god, he got five standing
bro.
A's in that situation. Like the close A is just ridiculous. What did you look for?
I don't know what that was. I couldn't tell you, but Nemo, he was going to take it.
He was so
matter
far
what. He
away,
was like,
too.
you know, I'm going to just jump in, little short hop.
The only thing I could think of was he was trying to hit the cane, right? Because the cane does have a hurt box right there, and that's the only thing I could think of. But that was so ambitious from Dark Angel, and he lost so much resources and also so much life and his SPG right here after this combo.
Jeez, look at all the red. If you can't even figure out what the number is, just look at how much red was taken away from the side of Dark Angel. Now the keep away is kind of in effect with Nemo. Doing the far C, going into the pogo, the poke and go, if you will.
Nice, yeah. He's gonna use a lot more of the rev blow in this situation, just because it's hard for Dark Angel to challenge it. He would need to high dodge. And speaking of high dodge, Nemo takes it with the anti-air. And the one thing I would say Dark Angel is really good at is just setting up the fact that he can do rev power wave. But that whole set, that whole game, we rarely saw him use Rev Power Wave at all.
Right.
Do you think he's like maybe thinking about it like, can Devil counter it so easily? Maybe I just can't use it against like these more experienced players.
I mean, possibly, but it wouldn't hurt to try it at least once. If
True.
you're talking about like not really utilizing it in the entire set, that could be in itself a problem. And Nemo is already trying to take advantage of that right now. Plus frames after that. He gets to keep himself at least safe at the minimum.
Dude, that was 3+ frames, but Dark Angel was like happily was able to kind of like put him in a position where he got the counter hit, he got the reversal, but the thing is he isn't overheat. He caught him reaching though, yes, and he was able to kill there just in time before overheat kind of like took into effect.
I think that's the first round we've seen him take thus far here in the tournament.
Yeah.
It's going to be a huge confidence booster for Dark Angel, being able to make one of the fighting game gods bleed to get a guard cancel.
And that's so good. Like the fact that he can confirm like the standing C's into the break right there, the power dunk break. That's so good. Look at the damage right here. Dark Angel's like so close to taking this game.
Damn, the damage coming in from him from multiple Axel routes.
Yes.
And all coming in from the startup of that guard cancel initially. Guard cancel, burn knuckle, getting that big opener. That was a huge play for him to get all of the momentum, in that game.
Yeah, I would say now Nemo might have to think about, okay, if I do the rev version of the pole, maybe I don't end it, right? Because usually you're going to guard cancel the last hit. And so if you kind of just let it just chill and not go for the fourth hit and just stay for the third hit, the guard cancel won't come out because you're guessing at that point, right?
Possibly. You saw the utilization of the air rev blow coming in from Dark Angel, intercepting Nemo midway through, but the high dodge coming in, that was a punish, actually.
That was a punish right there. There is the rev power wave, and Nemo's just willing to block it out. He's like, you know what? I'm going to block it out because in this situation, even if you throw me, I'm down to just take the throw. And the power dunk was huge gamble. Huge gamble there.
I don't know if it was a gamble or a slight hold to the input as he was moving forward, genuinely, because I don't know what he could have gotten. Maybe like a far stand C, perhaps, maybe a poke,
It's just tough because like a lot of people have been calling out his power dunks. Kendevu did call out a lot of that, so it's kind of like when the players here at this caliber are going to do research, they are going to do research like crazy.
That's fair.
Nice. Oh, the side switch. And this is okay. Even though you get hit by the super right here, like Dark Angel has SPG right now.
That's right.
But the problem is he's going to lose it right here as well, too.
Yeah, as soon as the hit happens, I feel like that conversation goes out the window. Still sitting on level 1. Gonna go for the knockdown instead and the damage as well. And I like that he backs away initially. Oh,
he tried to press a button here. Do we go for the power geyser? Yes, we do. Dark Angel, nice. Using the low dodge attack, going for the Rekka right there for the power charge. Blocks that plus frames after the rev power wave. There's a lot more emotion from Dark Angel's face, I feel like, right?
A little bit more, right? We saw a huge sigh of relief there. A little bit of emotions also from the side of Nemo. A little frustration coming in from his side.
Yeah, ooh, caught him pressing a button right there, using the C version right there of the round wave. Oh, but drops the combo. But not a great punish from Nemo, so it's not too bad on Dark Angel. It could have been worse.
Yeah, and he's just about to get himself into SPG so long as he keeps blocking some of these barrages, which he will just a bit.
The overheat, though.
Is such a problem now.
It
you have
is
no access to any of your defensive mechanics.
Nice wild punish. Okay, go for the power dunk. Huge gamble right there. I love using the rev guard to get pushed back. Minus. Try to challenge after the power charge. Can Nemo break his guard? And we do have the hidden gear. gear. The challenge from Dark Angel. That's going to be enough. Puts him in the lead. 2-1.
Cosmic Power Geyser. I like that they evolve the names like over time. Like it's not going to be like the same ones over and over again, especially for something as important as a hidden gear.
Yeah.
I'm glad they add more names to it.
Dude, the fact that he was just so ready to hidden gear, like he could have.
That's right.
You know, he blocked a lot, right? There was a lot of block on Dark Angel's part, and he never just challenged reversal with the hidden gear until he saw the pole vault extend.
I don't think we've seen that from a lot of our players today. I think this is the very first time Dark Angel has shown that example of it's like, hey, you don't necessarily have to fear the repercussions of a guard break if you have super on hand.
Yep.
Right?
The challenge right there, using the plus frames. Oh, it was a good attempt with the guard cancel, but maybe Burn Knuckle might have been the better option instead of Power Dunk. I understand the Power Dunk just because if there was an extra hit of the pole vault, the Power Dunk would have won there, right? Because of the invo frames. See, that's the guess of the game when it comes to guard cancel. That's what makes Billy so strong as well too, because you have to decide, do I guard cancel Burn Knuckle like that? Or do I do Power Dunk because he's going to add an extra hit in there?
Oh, just too far out for the rev blow and a full whiff punish from Nemo.
Able to get the full combo right here to take him out of SPG. Another Power Dunk from just Dark Angel in general, but another challenge from Nemo. They're both scrapping and it ties to a 2-2. This might, right now, this might be my match of the day.
It might just be in terms of how close it is thus far, but it was a pretty significant error coming from the side of Dark Angel, which is kind of uncommon, right? The way that he's been performing and dominating in a lot of online circuits, you rarely get to see him miss this type of opportunity, right? Just a meaty, you fall short to getting counter hit by your meaty.
Exactly. And it's also like maybe he's getting frustrated because he's missing a lot of his meaties right here, and that's what's forcing him to use a lot more Power Dunks than usual, because the amount of reversals that we're getting from Dark Angels, it's a lot, and that gives kind of like the opponent data, because now we know like, okay, you're gonna keep doing these reversals, and if I block it, I'm gonna get a lot of big payday. Nice chase down. Again, the crack shoot missing, and Nemo going for the low crush right there with the crouching B. I love that.
An immediate guard cancel for the jump. And I like that, yeah, jumping out of the way to get the air reset against the standing target combo. Nice work.
Nice. Oh, but takes the throw out of SPG. Super dangerous for Dark Angel. But if Dark Angel could get one hit, and he does, and he's going to be able to close out the round with no meters spent. Huge win right there, because he's going there with 2 meters, and hidden gear is on the second for SPG. So even if Nemo gets the hit right now, he still has SPG available.
Man, how many times has he punished that rev fireball multiple times over against Dark Angel?
Because most people, the way, like, see, like, that's what happens normally. If you mistime it, you actually get juggled, and he confirms right there, right, with the Power Dunk D version into the break. Drops the confirm. Okay, we get the plus frame again, and we went for the ender instead. I wonder maybe that was a call out because he thought maybe Dark Angel might do a Power Dunk there.
I think that's fair to assume.
Right?
I think it's very much so fair to assume. Dark Angel got hit by it as well.
Oh my god.
So it just makes sense that you would make that call out, but now we do get the ignition for the rest of the SPG. Just about one more sequence away for the side of Nemo to at least tie it up in rounds. Multiple JDs to get some of that life gauge back, but now in overheat. This could be problematic.
Ouch!
Empty jump, by the way, from the side of Dark Angel. This could be it.
He missed the counter hit. I don't think he expected it, but this is so scary because Dark Angel is in overheat. Nemo could poke out, but I think Dark Angel's going to fish for a power geyser right here. It feels like one jump, one stand C. Oh, he gets the throw, and then just able to dash under the pesky dash from Billy King. You can see the sighs in general, sigh of just frustration, sigh of relief from both sides.
Ooh, there we go. Now we're getting the mileage from the main strategy that we're knowing, Dark Angel 4.
Uh-oh, no confirm from the stand C. Oh, what a challenge. -2. We still Power Dunk anyway. Just relentless from Dark Angel.
Oh, this is huge, Justin.
Okay, we spend the level 1. Like I said, it's still okay because SPG's in the second slot, so that's not a big deal. But we're going for the stand D pressure. We're going for the plus frames. We're adding up with the 0 frame, but the scaling on the damage and the overhead. Dark Angel, the 0 frame in that intense scenario from just against Nemo was crazy. And he's look at Nemo, he's thinking about it, he's like, wow, did you really do that?
He is upset.
He's upset.
Genuine.
And Dark Angel right there played with his heart. So much heart was in his gameplay. The amount of reversals of just power dunks, the amount of just like confidently just defending with the 0 frame into the power geyser, huge already. And also even waiting for the perfect time to hidden gear to counter against the pole extension. Huge already as well too. Lots of praise right there. That was a beautiful match from Dark Angel right there.
I would agree with you. It might have been the match of the day for both of us as well. Finally seeing his main strategy come to fruition after everything he's been through. But as it stands right now, let's talk about Dark Angel standing by with that winner's interview.
And just like that, Dark Angel looking like a phoenix from the ashes on the loser side of the bracket going up against a fighting game god and gets it done. What I have to ask you first, Dark Angel, what does it feel like being the sole Mexican representative here, and what does the Mexican FGC mean to you?
¿Cómo se siente ser el único representante mexicano en este juego y qué significa para ti?
Significa un orgullo para mí representar todo México y parte de toda Latinoamérica. Sé que nos apoyan aquí a Gio y a mí y pues estamos dando lo mejor que podamos.
It is a huge honor for me to be able to represent the whole South American region. They are always going for Gio and for me, and it's a huge honor.
Okay, and now as far as the fighting game nerd in me has to know this particularly. You usually, of course, we know that you to rock with the Terry, where no one else really plays this character at your level. What makes you stick to Terry instead of following the crowd?
¿Qué hace que juegues con tu personaje Terry en vez de hacer lo que todo el mundo hace y jugar con otros personajes?
El mono Terry, el personaje me gusta mucho y principalmente es gusto propio. Sé que hay monos fuertes, muy fuertes como Kain, Billy, pero me gusta mucho. Próximamente también nos estaremos preparando mucho mejor para dar más espectáculo.
You know that there's other big characters that are better in the meta, but it's just personal preference. He really likes that Terry as a character, but he's going to prepare more characters for his tournaments.
Okay, and last thing I will ask you, going up against a player like Nemo, I'm sure that you used to watch these guys back in the day. So, are there a lot of nerves going into a match like that, or are you cool, calm, and collected?
Sé que debes haber visto partidas de Nemo que juega hace tiempo. ¿Has visto partidas de él anteriormente y cómo te sentías al momento de jugar contra él? ¿Estabas nervioso o estabas calmado?
Sí, estaba nervioso. Anteriormente también había visto con qué mono jugaba y así, pero sí logramos sacar la casa por México. Y pues los nervios también, supongo que también estaban con él, pero pues aquí nos jugamos todo.
I was really nervous, but he thinks that he was nervous as well, and at the end of the day, he could bring up the win for the team.
Come on now, ladies and gentlemen, this is what the FGC is all about. This is someone that decides to stick to his character, doesn't worry about the meta, and goes up against the fighting game gods and gets it done. Dark Angel, please go ahead and crush your opponent's key.
Unbelievable storyline. Dark Angel coming back from a very crushing defeat, no pun intended, as he gets ready to crush his opponent's keys, into making it work with him for himself with Terry and the primary strategy that everybody was looking forward to. Like, what happens if somebody cannot get ready for that Rev power wave? But one thing to note for certain, oh my god, that is destruction. A piece of it, multiple pieces have been chunked off. But one thing to note for certain, he has to face off against Cotw again.
Oh, the run back. You know, I don't think Cotw is like worried about it just because you're going in there like, oh, I already beat you like 3-0.
Yeah.
So it's up to Dark Angel to be like, all right, this is what I have to do, right? Because like a lot of the things that Dark Angel likes to do with just setting up Rev Power Wave, it didn't work against Cotw. And you mentioned earlier that it worked against Nemo just 2 times out of the 6. So, and that's kind of what sealed the deal. And I guess that also shows how much power and momentum that he has. But speaking about power and momentum, this guy right here, Punko, amazing with it. Like, he's just always nonstop. And he's going to fight against the Gio. And, you know, this is kind of a thing where, like, Punko's been playing for a long time, right? Like, he's been in the scene, at least competitively from what we know, since 2009.
That's fair.
Right? Versus the Gio, I would say he's kind of like maybe more of a newer school SNK player, probably for the last like maybe 5 years. But Punko, look at him. He looks like he's full of experience.
He's got the salt and pepper on the dome. I'll tell you what, man. He's looking well seasoned, if I do say so myself. But the Gio, I mean, he's here via the qualifications that he's been going through. And honestly, I think there's going to be a lot of promise with this matchup. With that in mind, let's take it down to our hosts to get the game started.
What a story with Dark Angel as he continues on here at EWC for Fatal Fury. Now that said, this next match that we have is absolutely insane, Milos. Are we already ready to bring out the next players? Do you think so?
I think we absolutely should be. Let's start off with our first of two. It's Punko! Representing Weibo Gaming. The Gato pick yesterday proved ineffective against Mock. Can he reset and find himself in himself, the wolf he was in Brussels?
Punko. My man's Punko. Punko said he's a legend. He ain't got to follow the rules. He gonna stand where he want to stand. What you gonna say to the OG? My man's Punko been terrorizing the scene for years. I don't know, we might see him rip his shirt off today. If you know, FGC. Now that said, our next player, his opponent is none other than the Geo. Now the Geo, fighting out of Peru, representing the Latin American FGC. He put up a very beautiful and important tweet yesterday after falling to loser side. Let's see that. Punko getting close. Oh, Gio, come on, pull up a little bit, Gio. Come up a little bit. Come on. You ain't got, look, just a little bit. I don't know if he's ready for it or not. Ladies and gentlemen, I do know that we are ready to see it. Punko, the Gio, you can go ahead to your setup. It's time for the match. Brother, that was absolutely
Death stare.
Did you see how that was looking at each other's eyes?
I mean, look, Gio is just chilling. He's sighing. He's got it all. But you know what? Punko on the other side, chill as a cucumber. That is exactly what we expect from them in the game itself. And it is ready to go. Let's send it to our commentators to kick it off.
If you have ever been in a competitive space with Punko, you have experienced that exact death stare. And I kid you not, you have to come with it at the same caliber. You have to come with it with that exact same mentality because he is here to eliminate you forever.
Dude, that was scary. Just because it's like, yeah, we know Punko, he's been playing so long, but we also have to realize that before Fatal Fury City Wolves came out, he was not doing well, right? He's been posting on social like a lot of kind of personal problems that he has been going through.
Sure.
So the fact that this game came out and he was playing this game on a PS4, by the way, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, you know what? I want to give it my all. Try to qualify for Esports World Cup, right? And he qualified literally at Brussels just to claw his way to get here. And this game, this event, Esports World Cup, changed his life, right? Because now he's in a position where he's like, if I do well in this tournament, I can help my family. I can be back to where I started, where I was, right? In the fighting game community. So to him, the most impressive part is with all that pressure that you're going through mentally due to your personal life, it doesn't faze him. He's still going to do the reversals, like wake up DPs, just
in
wake
real
up
life,
supers
he's gonna
and
wake up from the
everything like
bed
that.
and
Yeah,
work,
like
right? That's wake up reversal right there.
You can never condition this player. If there was a player in history when it comes to can I condition this player? Can I just put him in a position where I make him scared? This is a person that has never been, no one has ever succeeded in putting Punko in his place. Because even if he loses, guess what? He's still going to do the reversal even if you block it the 10th time. The 11th time might hit.
We've witnessed that very much so firsthand in a multitude of different games that we were involved in, right? There's no really changing the mentality of Punko. If he thinks he's better than you, he will go out there and prove it. And he will humiliate you, right? He will do stuff like that, wake up DPs multiple times over just to prove that point. But once that point hits to the opposition and once that mental cracks, he knows how to make the most of it, right? It feels like a landslide, a mental landslide once you let Punko in like that.
It's tough because then you feel like if you want to play like that, then let's brawl. But for Punko, he believes that you're going to do something like that. So he's actually going to block your reversals and then punish you really hard for it. It's so frustrating sometimes when you're fighting against a player like Punko that does that type of strategy because it really tests your patience as a fighting game player. And, we have to talk about the character choice. Punko is also representing a character that's not really known to be in the meta. He also qualified super early. Even the other Gato player, RB, is not playing Gato. So technically, he might be the only Gato player in this event.
That's correct. Let's talk about the other side, though, right? The Geo qualifying almost at the last second with City of the Cream getting first place in that with a very dominant Hulk tomorrow. He's been going through his own trials and tribulations as well.
Yes, I mean, the stage host already was talking about it. Like, he's a fighter. He will never give up because when he qualified for City of the Cream, he started from loser side's top 8.
That's right.
So he had to go through everybody to get this ticket to come to EWC, right? So the fact that he made it here so far, I feel like, let's say if Punko goes up 2-0, that might be the time where the Geo's gameplay might just become Ultra Instinct at that point, right?
That might be a pretty significant point to make out, but we'll see what happens, right? I feel like there's going to be a lot of practice, more so against the Hulk tomorrows than there are against the Gatos right now, but the Geo, we can't sleep on it, right? He's had a full, I want to say like a full night to kind of think about it. What he needs to do against this Gato, specifically Punko.
Yeah, it's going to be really hard because Punko is all about the offense. He's going to use a lot of skip neutral tools. He's going to try to steal turns as well too. It really look at that right away, just busting out with the DP, going for the low dodge attack because he keeps trying to press buttons. And look at that, we're stealing turns. Nice, not just trying to jump out the frame 1, and I think that's layer 1 from Punko to see like if he's going to react to this. Maybe can I sneak for a command throw later on in the future, right?
Yeah, he did try that against Muck a couple of times, and Muck actually jumped out of each and every one of them. But now, already an overheat. The Geo had to take a full barrage of the XL because there were multiple frame traps laid out by Gato, but this knockdown is going to prove to be a very, very pivotal point for Geo to recover from this overheat state.
Oh, the chase down with the forward B. And look at this. And this is a guaranteed. And I felt like Punko could have definitely do a guaranteed just guard break in general because Gato is one of those characters that has those scenarios.
That's right. Yep.
Nice forward B again into a combo, and that's going to be enough for Punko. Maybe no meter spent right there.
One of the Fangs, right? Actually, all of the Fangs coming together in succession. It's always hard to kind of call out the special moves, but I will tell you what, Punko is getting a lot of mileage from a lot of these, uppercuts, and now into the Rev command grab.
Yep, spending the level 1 right here. Ignition gear. Now what's the guess? Goes for the overhead. And I love the fact that he's using the overhead because he wants to take out the SPG as soon as possible because Okutomaru is one of those characters that has probably the best rev flow in the game. And look at that, Punko with the offense. All started from one block from Punko, reversal DP, right, against the Geo. And he got locked down ever since that game.
And I like that too. I mean, if you really thought about it, the big opener was the command grab, right? That is something he has not been able to land since he started here at EWC, but now a multitude of different hits coming in just off of that Rev XL. Yet again, we get the uppercut knockdown, killing a couple of frames, but still trying to chase down the Geo. A counter hit. The Geo trying to press something on the way down, but there were so many resets and gave Geo the opportunity to bust out with his own Rev blow. But still, the uppercut comes out clean from Punko.
Because, I feel like when you play fighting games, you kind of could smell the blood, right? And Punko's a person that can kind of like smell the, I would say maybe the nerves a bit, because it feels like the Geo is like completely on defensive the whole entire time. The one that has to do the reversals, the one that's giving the data of kind of like these defensive things, right? And Punko is just like, I'm gonna keep taking my turn back. I need you to block my DP so I can see where I have to think about not DPing. Look at that.
That was mad.
The amount of DPs that Punko is doing is like every time you think it's your turn, it's not, because you have to worry about my just reversal option.
Can we also highlight the fact that he's been doing such a great job of playing chase down with not only just the movement, but also forward B. Forward B is getting him a lot of mileage against the Geo's Okutomaru, because now he's even more scared to even try to go for a double jump.
Yeah, it's huge as well, like you mentioned, because the forward B has, I would say, a better just a hitbox just going upwards. Because anytime you try to go for like maybe a stand C, stand A, the hop jump actually beats those stand C, stand A normals, right? But the forward B is able to chase down. And the thing is, the Geo is doing such a great job taking control. It feels like maybe he's getting more comfortable of just Punko's playstyle, right?
It does take a while. Punko is definitely one of a wild nature. But again, the Rev Blow coming in full effect. Just one more for the chip. Instant air shuriken, just in case with the speed of it.
Yeah, that was huge right there. Huge win for the Geo. And now I feel like with the data that Punko's getting from the Geo, he knows that it's really the Rev Blow that's giving him the opportunity to be in these positions, right? So now we're going to get the hard knockdown. What's going to be the guess? Is it going to be another overhead? Oh, forward B instead though. Tries to go for the command throw. Doesn't work. The Geo messed up actually. He actually went for the second ender of the Rebel instead of getting the crumple combo. That's actually big. No punish though. -5, kind of hard.
Too slow.
Again, a lot of the Reblo uses, but the thing is, every time you use Reblo, that's 70% added to the Reblo, and you have to be careful. And because of that, he's an overheat.
And that was a counter hit. He could have gone with a 2A super. Not going to be enough though. Punko actually trying to jump his way through to break Geo's defenses, but the slide walk back allowed him to get opened up instead. Still an overheat. The Geo, he's trying to back away. The target combo on the way in. Punko nice and easy with the jump in. No contest.
No contest, no anti-air from the Geo side, and just like that, Punko's up 2-0. And it's really up to the Geo to turn this around because there's no reason for Punko to stop this gameplay, right?
I agree.
In general, he's going to wake up DP, he's going to reversal DP, he's going to keep his offense going, he's going to use all the different type of specials, right? With the Fangs, with the lulls, to just put him in a position where he has to keep guessing 50-50.
Yeah, and it's kind of tough too. Like he's not really shy of going in with a rev art.
Yes.
Right? So it makes it that much harder to even try to contest. He's just going in so fast. He could get a big counter hit that leads into more plus frames.
Oh my
And even the
God, did he
anti-air just
catch
like that. Are you kidding me?
What a read there!
He went for the stance up kicks.
Yeah,
and still
stance
got
up
it
kick.
in that angle.
Okay, goes for the 5A right there, the close one. Nice, using the dive kick plus frames. And look, he's putting himself in overheat just because at this situation, there's no threat. Usually when you're in overheat, you're scared and everything, but forward B, forward A, everything is getting caught. Geo, this is your tournament life on the line. You need to lock it right now because Punko is just stealing it away. Look at this, -2, it's just a number.
Yeah, man, negativity is just a state of mind. He's surpassed that. He's gone through the ringer. Damn, the far standing C has the counter. It's still able to get the juggle up.
Yeah, go for the knockdown into the Reblo. Hard knockdown, overhead. That's going to calm on a super. Not yet. Guess for Gambo, because he wanted to get him out of SPG so he doesn't have Reblo in the situation. Loses the Oki, which is completely fine. Try to chase that with the upstance up kick again.
I like that. Just keep doing it. Why not, right? You're taking away the air mobility away from the Geo. He's been so scared of it. Now the Wild Punish comes in against the forward B. Let me see what you can do with it. Let me see that hard knockdown, at least at level 1.
That's hard, man. You have to guess so many times. Because the thing is, even if you get this, do you think it's going to stop Punko from waking up reversal? Like, you know he might just do it right here after this in the situation. Block, whatever. Hi. Uh-oh. He gets the hit. Didn't believe in himself. Into the empty jump low on the Demon Flip.
Yeah, the Demon Flip ender towards the end of that, you have to be blocking that low. I can't believe it. He actually went for that instead of all the other options available to him that he's been utilizing. And even so, you're still under pressure. Hit or block, right?
Because he's going to cancel Rev again.
Exactly.
Right, into the lull, into guess for strike, guess for command throw. So it's one of those things where it's like, because you don't have Rev low, because he just sensed your fear of just like unable to play how you normally play because there's so much on the line. And I think at this point, that becomes experience,
it really
right?
does. Yeah, him being able to finesse his way through with a lot of the ways that he wants to play, knowing full well that the Geo was not prepared for it, it felt like you didn't have to worry about what the character matchup was like. This was inherently just player on player.
Oh man, I mean, that's what we know. If you guys have been watching Punko, this is how he always plays. Just like super aggressive. You can't condition him. He will always believe that his offense will just guide him to victory. You have to be such a defensive player and not play his game, right? You saw the Geo try to do it with using the rev blows, but there's so many times where he used so much rev blows, right? 17%, it caused him into the overheat. But I want to see what the stage host has to say when it comes to just Punko and everything like that. So let's go to the stage right now.
What a matchup. Punko, of course, with the big victory on the stage, surviving. It's those dead eyes focused up on the game. First of all, after yesterday's loss against Mok, that was the 3-1. How did you reset? What did you do to prepare for today?
일단은 푼코 선수 승리 축하드리고요. 일단 첫 번째 질문으로는 어제 이제 목 선수와의 경기 때 아쉽게 3대1로 패배하셨는데 오늘은 좀 어떤 마음가짐으로 임하셔서 이렇게 극복하실 수 있었나요?
어제 진짜 긴장을 많이 했거든요. 이런 무대가 아마 제 인생에서 처음이라 그래서 모코 선수가 제가 지금까지는 제가 전부 이겼는데 상대방이 준비를 잘해온 것도 있고 제가 어제 좀 여러 가지 미스가 좀 많았어요. 그래서 오늘도 솔직히 긴장 많이 했어요. 저 걱정을 많이 하고 솔직히 아직도 지금 막 떨리고 그러는데 뭐 어떻게 잘 이겨낸 것 같습니다.
Yeah, definitely. This was my first stage, so this big stage experience is actually the first time for me. So it was very nerve-wracking. So I didn't bring my best here, and also Mok did prepare against me as well. Because I was ahead of him prior matches, but I think he prepared a lot and countered for me. So I think that was combined effort. So I think I'm still nervous right now, but I tried to overcome it, and I think that worked.
Now, nervousness on top of the fact that you play Gato, a character that is not super popular currently in the metagame. Where do you feel that places you in between all the players where you have to constantly counter them with the Gato?
이제 가토라는 캐릭터를 지금 플레이하고 계시는데 가토가 지금은 좀 메타에 좀 외에 있는 캐릭터잖아요. 그래서 비인기 캐릭터를 좀 플레이하고 계시는데 좀 다른 선수를 상대로 좀 어떻게 좀 카운터를 플레이하고 계시는지 좀 궁금합니다.
제가 원래 가토라는 캐릭터는 제 인생 캐릭터였기 때문에 사실 지금 제가 다른 캐릭터를 전혀 준비하지 않고 오로지 이 캐릭터 하나만을 집중하고 연습해 왔거든요. 그래서 솔직히 지금 카운터를 제가 준비를 못했어요. 하지만은 저는 이 캐릭터가 정말 강하다고 생각하고 있기 때문에 뭐 탑 1까지는 아니지만 탑 3 정도로 생각하고 있고 뭐 앞으로도 제가 이 캐릭터가 해낼 수 있다는 가능성을 꼭 증명하고 싶습니다.
Well, Gato has been one of my life characters because I've been playing this all my whole life. I didn't really touch anything, and even though I didn't prepare like for counters for every other characters, but I still believe in the potential of that character as well. So well, even though it is not top 1 character, but I still believe his potential is like top 3. So yeah, that's why I'm betting on.
I mean, clearly in the hands of an experienced player like you, Ponko, Gato definitely makes it all work. Now, congratulations one more time on your victory, a big one. I will let you go and crush your opponent's key. Ponko, go ahead. 감사합니다. Thanks so much.
바로 상대방의 키 부수러 가시겠습니다.
After that interview, that Punko was nervous. There was no way he was nervous because that gameplay was full of confidence.
Even the stare down.
Yes.
Screamed confidence.
The stare down. And I love the fact that he touched up that he feels like Gato could be top 3 in just in general. But when you think about the history of the characters that Punko plays in general, he believes in his meta. He believes in himself. And I love the fact that he just wants to play the characters that kind of, I would say, gravitate towards him. Aggressive offense.
Man, it's rough to see. That was quite the screenshot, I'll tell you what. But the Geo now eliminated, but still big ups to his performance overall. Would love to see him in the future in Fatal Fury. In the meantime, we'll get back to the rest of our standings and also who's going to be qualifying in day 2 right after this break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more EWC.
in the wall that will be commemorated for all time as the first champions. Team Redline winning Red Sport. And guys, that certainly has to bode well for us here. We're seeing excellence repeated as Team Redline retain their championship. Can XiaoHai do the same thing here and win his second championship for KSG?
I believe XiaoHai can do it. We've been making a big deal out of it this whole time. And XiaoHai can still be the first person to do it as a solo player.
You guys, this is your first time at the Esports World Cup. What did you think about that ceremony that you've just seen?
They had an elevator just rising,
the cherry
lifting
picker
you up to the heavens
yeah.
because you're a god now.
Bro, we come from locals where you get maybe $10. You might get your venue back, right? Maybe if you win.
You get a pack of snacks.
Maybe a pack of snacks, pat on the back, come back next week.
Yo, don't sleep on my boy Datagram, 3D printing out trophies and stuff, Ratio. Shout out to Lunar Phase.
Shout out to Lunar Phase. That's very new, but I would also like to get up there and be vaulted up to the top for a trophy.
It is a slightly different scale here at the Esports World Cup. Let's take a look at some of the highlights of the last two matches. And first up was Nemo versus Dark Angel. And my word, what a match this was.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, this match had us all on our feet here in the studio. We were just going crazy for it. Dark Angel, really, I think what it came down to was the fact that he was so willing to create scrambles and really get paid out really well for his huge commitments.
Yeah, the scrambles, like you mentioned, I think was forced because of the fact that Nemo was so hyper-focused on controlling that vertical space in between, looking for burn knuckles, looking for straight jump-ins, but really getting unorthodox with his movement. I think Dark Angel was able to flip that momentum onto Nemo's head.
Not just that, we were talking about how fighting against Billy, you need to just defend and guard cancel. Hyper defend and guard cancel. Dark Angel was doing a great job of that, recognizing that, oh, I'm about to be in overheat, might as well just do it.
Absolutely, and also I also wanted to point out that it felt like Nemo was getting a little bit flustered by this aggression, by the scrambles. He was, you know, anytime he was presented with like a huge punish opportunity, he wasn't really taking them. That was a beautiful zero frame, by the way.
Yeah.
And wow, what a clutch play from Dark Angel. Really, I mean, what a set.
I'll state it for sure. Yeah, very happy to see Dark Angel get his second fit in, but that's it. Nemo's going down. The medallion has been crushed, and we move on to Punko versus the Geo. Another matchup here for someone who had a slow start yesterday, right? Even mentioned in the interview that he was nervous, but didn't look nervous to me. This was looking like a Punko that we have seen for years and years.
Yeah, I mean, it was really interesting hearing the interview. He was talking about Gato, how he called him insane character. That's like a character for his life. You know what I mean? It's like that's his boy. So it was pretty sick to see the loyalty paying off here for this guy. He believes that this guy's top 3, and the way that he's been playing him, I believe it.
Yeah, and Punko just recognizing his spots, where to go in, when to do his combos and everything. Geo just not looking pleased there. What Geo looked like he was showing good signs of life at one point, and then Punko just shut him down.
Punko figured things out. Yeah, very happy for both Punko and Dark Angel.
Sad to see both of those players go, but you can see how much it means to Punko reacting like one of my favorite things about the Esports World Cup, that hydraulic press. We will be seeing more players eliminated, but more players will be advancing to glory in the qualification matches coming up. Shout out to Ryan Hart. He has been doing a great job speaking to some of these eliminated players, getting their insight. We've got the great insight of the analysts here in the studio, but really it's all about the insight of the players, getting inside their minds and finding out how they felt these matches went down. Let's go over to Ryan to speak to Nemo.
I'm here with Nemo after a crazy, crazy match versus Dark Angel. Terry and Billy, absolutely exciting all the way through. The game is super fast-paced as it is, but Nemo didn't quite get it job done here, but I want to talk to him a little bit about how he feels about how the match went. Nemo 選手、お疲れ様でした。ダークエンジェル選手、そこまで攻めに来ると思ったんですか？
まあガーキャンの精度がやっぱ上手かったなっていう感じはちょっとしちゃいましたね。結構ここまで精度が高いとは思ってなかったんで、まあそこが面食らっちゃったなっていう感じはしましたね。
So Nemo, didn't quite expect Dark Angel to take that approach. I asked him, did he expect him to be super aggressive like that? Because, you saw Dark Angel trying to not let Nemo play the game that he had prepared, and he was all over him the whole time. Basically because of guard cancel implications as well, it made it hard for him to play the game he wanted to. And, yeah, he struggled based on that, 続いて、そうですね、試合終わった後の感想、ちょっと、聞いていただいてもいいですか？
まあ、負けちゃったなっていう感じしかないんで。
そうですよね。あんまり狙ってこなかったのに、結構逃げたりしようとしましたね。
そうですね。まあ、ただ、まあ、その垂直ジャンプとかやっぱ多いなと思っていたんで、まあ、でも動画を見た感じだと結構投げも多かったんで、まあ、そこはちょっと、はい。
So I asked him, looking at the match, Dark Angel didn't really try any throws at all. He was kind of playing on the ground attacks. But despite that, Nemo was really playing an anti-throw game, trying to get out of dodge, trying to be out of space and stuff. But based on what Nemo watched from Dark Angel's matches yesterday and before, he did like to, Dark Angel had a tendency to go for a lot of throws. So it was a change-up strategically that worked very well in Dark Angel's favor. I'm not sure if it was deliberate, but it seems to have paid off really well today. Dark Angel, the victor, and Nemo, sadly, goes home on this occasion. But thank you for this interview, and we'll see you later.
Thank you very much, Ryan, giving us that insight there with the players directly. Of course, the analysts here all have their opinions. What a fantastic performance it was from Dark Angel. And he just seemed like he was sticking to Nemo, like glue, swarming him.
Yeah, he was making sure that he couldn't mount his offense properly a lot of the times and shutting down almost every attempt Nemo had.
Yeah, I was just going to say that, when Nemo, whenever he was able to get a big opening, he didn't really take full advantage. And I think Dark Angel, he was committing so hard to the choices that he was making, and he was really making every single one of his guesses count whenever they came up right.
I like that. Yeah, really taking advantage of the scramble, making sure everything stuck whenever it looked unorthodox, throwing Nemo off. Nemo's balance, literally not using the stick, if you will, right, to keep himself focused. But Dark Angel kind of molded by that play style, right? That's how a lot of players from his region really forces you to be aggro like that, and he really took that to full force.
Yeah, and Terry as a character also just excels in that type of gameplay where he's just forcing you to make guesses, and he's just blowing you up for any mistakes that you make.
4 players eliminated now. We have 4 more spots to be earned in finals. It's time for qualification matches. And coming up next, we have some huge fixtures. Of course, Team Falcons are represented heavy, but in our first match coming up, it's NY Chris G representing Team Onic going up against Falcons' own XiaoHai. And once again, that Kane is going to be trying to keep Chris G away from glory. Guys, can he repeat his performance against KOG earlier?
I wholeheartedly believe that Chris G has what it takes to move on in this matchup. I think that he is prepared so thoroughly for this Billy matchup. I think that he can make it happen.
Totally. I mean, him losing to XiaoHai wasn't a Billy thing. It was a XiaoHai being a XiaoHai thing, right?
Exactly.
I think taking this into account, going up against ZZY, if he keeps that mindset, I think we're going to see another Hulk tomorrow get there.
Yeah, Chris G can definitely do it. I'm pretty sure that he has, we know he has the skills to do it. I feel he's going to win because he's gone up against 2 Billies this weekend?
Yeah.
Or he did well against the first, which was XiaoHai, did great against the previous opponent.
The main thing I also want to bring up about the matchup between these 2 players also is that Chris G, he's really excels at playing defensively, and XYZZY also, I feel like his defense has been so good today.
Yes.
So if he's not finding the opportunities to find those clutch guard cancels, it might not work out for him,
Chris is going to have to rely solely on the ninja tactics, the double jumps, the teleports, the strike throw game from Hope tomorrow. That's going to have to come into play against CZY.
And our second fixture is going to be between 2 names that are legendary. If KO Fighters, are they going to be able to make their legend in Fatal Fury City of the Wolves? It's ZJZ versus ET. Guys, T1 versus Falcons, 2 huge organizations, 2 incredible legendary names in the world of King of Fighters looking to make their legend in Fatal Fury City of the Wolves.
So these 2, as we know, they've been in multiple grand finals together, both EVO champions. Back in the King of Fighters 15 days, we're both training partners. They know each other very well.
Yeah, very well indeed. And we're going to see if ET's just wild extraterrestrial style of play is going to break down the controlled neutral style of ZJZ. It's going to be a tough one, Noaru. What you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's really a clash of styles, like you pointed out. Craziness, offense, conditioning, high octane movement, that type of thing on ET's side, going up against ZJZ's calm, collected, defensive, disengaging constantly, that type of play style. So I'm excited to see it.
It's time for Heartbreak and Glory qualification match time. One player will be advancing, one player's dreams will be crushed under that hydraulic press. The action is about to start. Next up we have NY Chris G going up against XiaoHai. The arena is going to be on fire as the Falcons faithful make noise. Hopefully you will be just as excited at home. The action will commence after this short break.
Getting ready for what is to come, and there are still 4 more players that can join them, Rob.
And out of those players that can join them, we actually are only going to have one player, no matter what, that's going to put their key into this trophy and officially crown themselves the best Fatal Fury player in the world and the richest. Let's bring out our first player fighting out of the United States, none other than Chris G. Chris G. representing Team Onyx. This is a man who is a multi-fighting game legend. I mean every word I say with that. He is every definition of the world when it comes to the fighting game community. Multi-game excellence, and of course he plays at his own pace. It is going to be a tall task for his opponent.
I think, if anything, the crowd can bring it. His opponent, XiaoHai! And you can hear from the cheers, he's definitely a Team Falcons kind of guy. He crushed KOG 3-1 in Game 1 earlier today in this Group A, and the crowd was behind it. My God, he was loving every second of it, Rob.
Oh yeah, this crowd definitely has been powering him up. He said that it does actually make him a little bit nervous, but clearly those nerves are a good thing for him. A true champion in those moments are able to pull out something from deep within and get it done. We'll see if he can do it again. XYZZY, Chris G, please meet me right here for the face-off. My man Chris looking clean too, he ready for it. Fighting game legend right here. XYZZY versus Chris G. Okay, do we have any last words for your opponent?
Nope. Gonna press some buttons.
Ready to press some buttons?
He's just gonna play.
Okay, enough said then. Go ahead to your setup. It's time to get into it, ladies and gentlemen. Right there, Chris, you good. Chris G versus XYZZY. Only one player is gonna survive. We got our next match coming right now. Over to our commentators.
All right, sports fans, we are halfway through the evening, and I hope you're ready for more Fatal Fury Season Wolves action. I am Hellbox, joined by El Colt, and brother, you gotta be feeling like $1 million right now.
Oh, I am, and you know it, and others in the world are feeling so. Chris G just said it, we are here to press some buttons. We are here to have some fun, because we have Onyx against the Falcons, and this crowd has been insane supporting the boys in green. Now it's XYZZY who will have to face the legendary New York's Chris G in order to survive or keep the dreams of the United States alive.
That's right, man. We come from an environment where it's sink or swim at any given moment of the day. The losers bracket is the Shark Tank. Winner moves on. Loser faces the Crusher.
Completely right, Pocket. This is a party, la fiesta. You don't want to leave it. But sadly, one of these two will have to do it. As we and these players are having a button check, you can see how fantastic and incredible is this set over here at the Esports World Cup. Top of the line, the most prestigious esports event in the world, the one that reunites the best teams also in the world, and right now it's Onyx and of course the Falcons, who want to keep their boys alive.
And you talk about Falcons, man, most of that crowd is for the Falcons boys that are still in the tournament, and there's quite a few of them.
Look at them, they have songs, they have chants,
right?
They have everything, perfect organization. You don't know how loud they are over there at the Amazon Esports Arena. People, it's incredible. Look at them. The hype is on. We are ready, as well as Chris G and XYZZY.
Oh man, I can't wait. I know you guys can't wait. It has been quite an evening already. We're only halfway done. We're just getting started. And I mean, people fighting for their lives right now, you know? Like every win is quite a chunk of change in your pocket. Not that you're leaving with nothing, you know. You walk out of here with minimum 20K. That ain't that bad either. But you'll want a little bit more if you can get it.
This is a money match of $10,000. Not to say the fact that your dream will still be alive to become the best Fatal Fury City of the worst player in the world. Everything is ready. SPG is in.
Yeah, no more waiting.
The contact is here, my dear Hell Pocket. Let's go.
No more waiting. Zizzy has been super aggressive all day with the Billy Kane. Not just aggressive on offense, but very actively and almost surgical on defense as well.
but Chris just delivered a magnificent punish finishing, of course, with those red blows. Let's see, you were pressing buttons, Chris G was ready. Finish up with the super Tatsumaki, landing those hurricanes. But XiaoHai is not going to pay any respect, Pockets.
Yeah, he couldn't afford to stay in the corner that much longer because the mix-ups from Okutomaru against a character who has to spin meter to get a reversal, which he doesn't even have currently, definitely looked like one more touch was going to put Zizzy down one round.
I love how Chris G suddenly, immediately broke into a neutral that he can win using those projectiles, and he's trying just that. Or you're going to sit on the cake.
Nice and slow there. I'm not sure how he ended up. I think he hopped on that, unfortunately. But Chris G just playing calm and collected, as he's known to do.
Exactly. He's going to chill you down. After all, this is the master of the soul fist, my dear Hell Pockets. You will not desperate him. Oh, but that's a big mistake over here by no other than Chris G. XiaoHai delivers the right punish, trying to maintain the offensive. He's gonna do it. The double jump is gonna get catch. Great stuff over here by XiaoHai. The Falcon is trying to fly high.
And you see right now, Chris G still not trying to turn it up too much, wants to play this nice and slow, despite being at such a tremendous life deficit. If he lives through this, though, I think he might want to take some risks. He's probably not going to, because Zizzy does have a bar he can spin here, and there it is.
Yeah, tied in terms of rounds. I like. They looked at this man representing the boys in green and bringing the shouts all over, trying to catch the jump over there.
Yeah, the ebb and flow of the first game is absolutely real right now. Both of these guys up around, and I feel like things are going to slow down just a little bit here. But as I say that, Zizzy with a tremendous confirm, pushing Chris G into the corner. How's he going to get out? Tomorrow with supreme air mobility, but Billy Kane with the ability to snuff it out at all angles.
The range that right now XiaoHai is trying to maintain, he's going to catch that jump from NY Chris G. The Onyx has to get out. The beast has to be unleashed from that corner, but he's playing a good space. Oh, Sadias just saying that he is gonna get punched twice in the same range.
And there's the weakness of Okutomaru. You may be fast, you may have great air mobility and a projectile and quite a other few things in your repertoire, but can you box with the pole? Can you fight the broomstick? I don't think so from that range, young man.
That was shown, and that's that perfect spacing from XiaoHai, playing long-range footsies, polesies. Now we are gonna have to call them from no other than.
Well, you and I are used to calling it that because we've been commentating Billy Kane matches since what? I want to say 2010.
Yeah, maybe.
KOF 13 Billy Kane matches.
You have to control that middle range you want to face him. But that's, as you were saying, one of the weaknesses of Okutomaru in this exact matchup.
Yes, great normals on the ground for certain, but against a person like Billy Kane who can just harass from almost 5 character spaces away and be relatively safe for it, yeah, very difficult to deal with it. The pole does have a hurt box on. Oh, he switched to Ganachi.
Oh, we're gonna bring the love. That's all what you need, Pockets. And he also brings the reactions.
This is fascinating. I don't think we've seen Chris G play Ganachi competitively since, I want to say, April?
Oh, man. What a change of pace right here. And no, he is not ready. Right now, the mix-up is not only in the screen, but also in the character select. Finally, XiaoHai is able to establish something. I love those dashes to cross up Chris G as he was breaking up the level 1, the ignition.
And I want to say, this is almost entirely like a knowledge check on Chris G's part. Does Zizzy play a lot of Ganachis to be prepared for somewhat simplistic but very effective offense on Ganachi's part?
Of course.
There's the big, it looks like he's ready for that. He's known, he definitely knows that Chris G wants the jump C to land on either side, so he's not going to give him the cross-up opportunity. We're going to play mid-range all day, son.
Of course, that close range is one of the problems that Ganachi has. Still trying to go with a slide. Not going to reach it, but the far-reaching pokes of Billy are going to land. Let's see. Coming Jorge, don't touch me, man.
Yeah, that throw is long and also does a decent amount of damage. And Zizzy saying, I'm not going to let you just do that. The
counter! My boy!
Stop swinging!
Is he a psychic? He knows. He's in your mind, Pocket.
Got the DJ 1-inch punch over here.
Oh, I just love to see it. Let's see, going up with the Remo line, going to land it.
He thought it was his turn.
You dancing to this rhythm, XiaoHai.
That's right, Chris G with that very textbook Ganachi feint sequence, and Zizzy just reaching there, throwing himself back into the middle screen there. Nicely done from Zizzy, but still, man, I think the knowledge check might be a factor here on Chris G's part.
He has to be very careful because you are able to punish those far C's Of course, there is some plus options in the close D and the close B by 3 frames. Oh, my teacher is giving the power. Okay, on the cross-up, he's going to land something. And now this is where Chris G, finally, he is in. But what a dash under to stay out of the pressure.
And Chris G playing this very aggressively, possibly taking some damage he didn't have to there, but still not looking too uncomfortable, especially being up around here. And I was thinking, like, how long had it been since Chris had played this character?
Oh, I think he has been practicing pocket. Like, it was a
nice guard cancel.
Magnificent. The reactions, the input speed over here by XiaoHai. But Chris G has all that border. Wow. Reaction. Don't come clear to me. You're going to get punished and into the corner.
And remember the command counter super that. Wow! The dash!
He's dead! Look at that. Indeed, Pockets. He says it. All you need is love.
Oh, man, a little bit of concern on the crowd's face there. I don't blame him, honestly, because I think Zizzy didn't expect that to be the last sequence he saw at the end of that game.
Of course, you have to love Salvatore, all dressed up in that skin of Onyx. Perfectly matched with his play in that beautiful yellow.
That's right. Now, Chris G may not be able to jump so much here because you see that Zizzy's totally adept at dashing under over jumps and going for the super far-reaching OB that Billy has available, but stuck in the corner, not real. Another guard cancel from Zizzy, gets out of the throw, and we're going to get some big damage from this.
That was a lot. How much you can bring from one guard cancel. And then that jumping shimmy, that hopping shimmy is going to deliver the rhythm that he needed in order to push forward, trying to go into it.
And Zizzy's still in SPG here. Red Blow still on the board if Chris wants to challenge it.
He still has that super. It's going to be very yeah, any approach, checking the skill check on the long range, perfectly executed by Zizzy.
Possibly a limitation here for Ganache here, not really able to thread the needle and find the way in through this very, we'll say, shmup-esque offense from Billy Kane. At the same time, he's got to do it. Chris cannot afford to play this at long range. He just doesn't have their toolkit.
Completely right. And also, maybe one of the characters with the shortest range in terms of normals. So it's going to be especially hard to face here Billy Kane, who is going to eat all of this delicious rico. Look at all that damage buckets.
Beautiful extension.
The corner carry is insane. Not enough to kill, just alive by a sliver.
Oh, no, they didn't believe it. The producer didn't believe it. And he's got a little bit of health there. Oh, there it goes.
Yeah, look at that. Yeah, look at the Team Falcon.
Sometimes the game fools even us, guys.
Yeah. Shout outs to production, holding the line over here.
And we're sticking with Ganache in the potentially final game of this set. Does Chris feel like he found a window there? I don't know. That was really dominant from Zizzy, and I'm not seeing much adjustment here from Chris G. He's got to find the window. He's got to find the way home. Otherwise, Zizzy is going to run away with another possible amount of money that could be going to Chris G.
Now he has the pockets. That was a great prediction from the white Chris G. Mode genius over here by the players of Onyx. Trying to maintain something. Oh, you're going to press button against that? The approach with the first is going to work. Sadly, those trades are not what Chris G needs. What he needs, a big entry, even if he has the life advantage right now, Pockets.
Yeah, no, right now I feel like Chris G just wants to play this again in a nice position where he feels like he's at advantage and that Zizzy has to come in on him.
That was a little bit dangerous.
Oh, no, this is big.
This is going to hurt a lot.
And he got the bar, too. Yeah, man.
Spend it, yeah. Ignition gear. Not enough to kill, but one more setup, one more touch. Chris going to try the dash, but XiaoHai has lightning reaction.
Yeah, you see the exasperation on Chris G's face there. He's just like, man, what do I do? Get the big wild punish on the cross-up jump C, and he's got to make this count. He's got 2 bars. He's in SPG. Do we go for a potential or possible hidden gear if we get another touch? I think we do. I say go for the kill. No, he goes for another set. He feels confident he's going to get to the touch. We're in the vortex, Colt.
He's really working a perfect right now. Is this the storyline?
Low dodge!
Is this the hero rising up to the challenge? Chris G getting those golden letters.
And shut my mouth wide open. I thought he was going to go for hidden gear at any moment there just to seal the round. But he said, no, I feel like the sequence is going to carry me through to round 3. And it's a big super reversal from Zizzy. Heart knockdown. Looks for the command counter super. Nothing home.
That's a lot of money in the...
Again, looking for the command counter super.
Why?
You've shown it to me too many times. I'm not going to just meter you every time you have a couple reversals. That makes me scared. And barely avoids the wild punish, but that might be it anyway.
Yes, he's gonna take it. XiaoHai with that gold saint instinct. He only needs to see that technique once in order to be ready, and he is feeling it. Man, the pressure these guys are supporting in terms of how close they are to elimination is crushing.
And I just gotta feel like Chris believed in the knowledge check and how much he felt that Zizzy didn't know about Ganache. Or maybe he just did not like how he lost to the Billy using Hoka tomorrow.
Like the character delivered him a victory. Of course, the weaknesses are clear when you are facing against Billy Kane, but still, I like that Chris G stuck to his guns, like really
I really respect that.
And show us that Ganache is a playable character in even this level of competition. And in there, and XiaoHai, it's going to take it. And we are going exactly with our host, with Rob and Minoj, to talk with this winner.
And just like that, XiaoHai has qualified for our final day tomorrow. To start this off, can we hear it again? Let's go, ZZ! Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. The energy in here is absolutely insane for you, brother. First and foremost, Chris G goes with the surprise pick. He brings out his Salvatore Ganache. A lot of times, people are knowledge checked with that character. They don't really know what to do against him. How did you prepare for Salvatore Ganache, and were you surprised by the pick?
일단은 승리 축하드리고요. 첫 번째 질문으로는 크리시 선수가 잘 알려지지 않고 잘 모르는 살바토레 그나치라는 캐릭터를 꺼내드렸어요. 이 캐릭터에 대해서 좀 얼마나 알고 준비를 하셨는지 일단은 좀 준비 과정이 궁금합니다.
크리스 G 선수가 가나치를 했었다는 건 알고 있었는데, 네, 지금까지 전혀 준비는 한 적은 없었고요. 예, 랭크 매치에서 가나치를 하는 이제 한국 선수가 있는데, 랭크 매치 때 이제 그분과 이제 좀 많이 한 적이 있어가지고 그냥 그 기억으로 했습니다.
So I knew Chris G sometimes uses the Ganache, but I didn't really prepare for the character itself. It's just like I have met a Korean player who uses Ganache in some of the recent matches, prior matches. So all I relied on was my experience with that.
Okay, and now, of course, you are officially into the final day. You are now in top 8. Next up, if I'm not mistaken, you're going to be going up against Goichi. How does it feel to know that you qualified for the last day?
이제 8강전에 올라가게 되셨고 이제 마지막 날에 또 이렇게 올라가게 되셨는데 마지막 날에 이제 첫 상대로는 이제 고이치 선수가 될 거예요. 고이치 선수 상대로 좀 어떤 경기를 좀 기대하시는지 궁금합니다.
그냥 뭐 특별하게는 없고요. 근데 고이치 선수랑 여기 와서 연습 게임을 좀 했었거든요. 뭐 그 기억으로 어떻게든 해보려고 합니다.
Well, nothing much, I guess. I played some skirmishes with him last night, so maybe I'll rely on that memories, I guess. Yeah.
Okay, and I might have actually been wrong. I think he may actually be playing up against Moke. We might have Team Falcons versus Falcons, but we'll see. Don't take my word all the way for it. Last thing I do want to ask you is, of course, this crowd is going crazy. Got the glow sticks and everything right now. I know earlier you were saying today that it made you a bit nervous having them cheer for you so much. Have you adjusted to the crowd?
이제 아까 인터뷰에서 이런 열띤 관중의 응원이 이제 고맙지만 또 한편으로 좀 부담이 된다고 말씀을 좀 하셨는데 어떠신가요? 좀 그래도 이전에는 좀 적응이 좀 되시나요?
사실 너무 큰 부담 때문에 제가 소리를 좀 키우고 했거든요, 게임할 때. 네, 그래도 뭐 저를 응원해 주는 사람이 있다는 게 항상 감사드립니다.
Well, in fact, I had to turn my game volume a little louder because of the whole crowd, but, well, I'm still grateful for all the support.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, XiaoHai officially qualified for top 8, and we'll see him tomorrow. Please go ahead there and crush your opponent's key.
이제 상대의 키를 다시 한번 부수러 가시겠습니다.
You know what, Colt? I love stories like that.
Yeah.
He didn't have a lot of Ganachi experience. He was not prepared for Chris G to pick Ganachi at all. And all he had was the memories of the one Ganachi player he met in his entire region to play against.
That's why you have to go to your locals pockets. You have to support your tournaments as we say goodbye to the key from Chris G. His XYCCY is taking his right in destroying it. Sadly, the last warrior from the United States of America is out, but the warrior from the Falcons will still fly high. Tomorrow, they were saying we are going to see a match amongst the team, but here, this is our future. This is the path ahead.
You know, they said that the Falcons team kill is on the way, but honestly, what's coming up next, I believe, ET versus ZJZ. A long time ago, this would also be considered the team kill of the KOF tournament that they both appeared at. Not just training partners, but traveling mates. Always going to the same tournaments together, and not just a rivalry, but a great friendship in the past. They have since been going their own separate paths, carving a name out for each other, going down separate roads, and they meet again here at Esports World Cup 2025 in the qualification round. And I don't know, man, this is cinema. As the memes say, this is the most cinema that you can get in the SNK Esports ethos.
And what it means to the whole circuit, to the whole EWC, because these two teams are very much candidates to get the whole thing. Like keeping alive T1 in this tournament is key for the strategy that T1 would have along the rest of the full EWC. It's such an important match, and we are going to leave this right now together, Hellbucket.
All right, man, Stagehouse, get ready. What we got for us?
And just like that, we have another player qualified for top 8. Congratulations again to ZJZ for qualifying. That match is going to be absolutely insane tomorrow.
In his matchup, and honestly, if you make it to top 8, you guaranteed 45,000.
Oh,
that is a lot.
Hold on. 45,000.
How much?
45,000. $45,000. Are you kidding me, ladies and gentlemen? To me, you pretty much almost already won. But of course, we competitors at the end of the day, whole lot more on the line financially and just as important or more important, legacy-wise.
Our big trophy at the end of the day. However, who will make it second into those quarterfinals? First up, it's ZJZ! Representing T1, he's a rare Hotaru player in a sea of Billies. He took out the legend Reynolds in a tight neck-and-neck series. And tonight, he stands tall against this crowd and not just his opponent, Rob.
That's a great point right there. I'm not gonna lie, I do feel like ZJZ is the type of person, the type of personality, the type of player that will be able to thrive in this environment. But his opponent is none other than ET! ET, a legend in the scene. This is someone that is on the SNK Mount Rushmore if you talk to anyone. Multi-time Evo champion. Do you know how hard it is to win that tournament just one time? The creme de la creme, and he wins it multiple times. This player is special, and now he is trying to show he is not only a legend in the world of KOF, he is trying to do the same thing in Fatal Fury.
Let's bring him in, please, gentlemen. Join us for our face-to-face, please. ZJZ, if you may join us on here, gentlemen, please.
Yeah, I need to see this face. I gotta see the energy. Okay, it's some smiling.
Game.
Sometimes the people with the smiles, that's the ones you gotta worry about the most. Are you
joy.
ready? Are you ready? Okay, enough said then. Go ahead to your setups. I think it's time to get to our next match, Malik.
I am absolutely ready for this one. Two giants. Winner of this plays Goichi tomorrow. They're not going harder than this. On to our commentators.
Oh, wow, those smiles said it all. Pocket, you were telling us the story. These two know each other so well. This is what I like to call a locker room battle. They have been training partners in the past. They know what their weaknesses are. Maybe not in this game, but just as players, it's going to be fire. Maybe the best match of today, all to qualify for top 8.
Yeah, you know, I said this would be absolute cinema, and I gotta be real, I did not think I'd get chills watching them stare each other down, because yes, they look like they were having a good time, like old friends meeting each other after a very long time, smiling at each other, but honestly behind those smiles is like a couple of sharks thinking who's going to get eaten first, who's going to get bit first. And honestly, I'm kind of on the edge of my seat for this one, because sure, plenty of times this has happened in the past, this exact clash, either in grand finals or before, but I don't think it's ever been this tense before.
Yeah, it's gonna be so much, man. It's so much in the line, as you say, memories, everything that they live together, those training sessions, it has to be all of that has to be behind their own killer instinct and that need for survival, because the one who stays alive will go forward in this tournament into the top 8, and the other one will be crushed under hundreds of thousands of tons at that press. Oh my God, and the people is gonna love it, because these Falcon fans just keep spreading their wings, Pocket.
This is gonna be a very meaningful crush when it finally happens at the end of this set. But we gotta get there first. We gotta get to the beginning of the set, gotta get to the middle, and then eventually to the end. And I can't call it, man. These guys have gone back and forth since I've known them, since I've been commentating KOF, since I've been commentating fighting games. They have gone back and forth almost month to month, year to year. I can never say who's going to take it between the two of them.
Completely right. Both KOF champs, both EVO champions, both legends themselves, each one with a whole story and so many titles. We will be here tomorrow if we started to enlisting them, but that doesn't matter now. Things are ready. They have started.
Well, I think we might still be in a button check here. Yeah,
I scared for a moment.
They definitely cooked us with the double button checks.
Yeah. The bait.
And that's just the level of tension that's in the air. I don't know if anybody else can feel it. I know people that have watched these two gentlemen get down and boogie for the last 10 years of competition are definitely feeling it in their homes right now. This is not just for the money. This is not just for the trophy or for the key. There's a lot riding on this. I want to say a little emotionally, for me at least.
Man, even when he is your best friend, even when you are fighting one of your biggest rivals, you really need to know you are the best one.
Yeah, and I have
this is also happening here.
I have a ton of respect for both of these gentlemen, to the point where I'm just like, man, I don't want to watch it. You know, I almost don't want to see either one of these brothers go down.
Oh, I think everything is ready. CJC, of course, with Hotaru still keeping that character all the way to this tournament. ET, now part of the Billy Bunch.
The Billy Bunch, I mean, technically he was a Billy Bunch captain, as we said before, a long time ago.
Yes.
He whipped out the Billy last night, didn't find a lot of success with him, went back to Hook tomorrow, started working his way through the bracket.
Yeah, he's been the most flexible, let's say, in terms of character selection during this tournament. And here we go. Look at that. The pressure, the breathing,
deep breaths
concentration.
Only. Deep breaths only, guys.
You have to bring everything out. Pockets, please, shout it out.
Here we go, guys. One more time. ET versus ZJZ.
Oh, finally. It has begun with that first impact from CJC, but now ET has the punish, pressuring against the corner. We are on the left side of the stage, and of course, the plan is not to get out. Oh, there was not a punish there.
Yeah, a little bit of patience there on ET's side, knowing that there was going to be.
Oh,
no!
Oh, the drama!
Oh, no, he's already pointed out some issues.
The drama.
What is possibly going on here?
It's something in the top
and
of the...
ET said, hey, I was already cooking you in the corner. What's going on, brother?
It's something in the top of the screen. CJC was pointing at the two top corners. Of course, all of the team of the EWC is there to support the players. Just a little bit more, boys. The emotion really took us over. But it was just the start. It was just a couple of blows
hands on my head.
You're feeling this drama, Pocket.
The adrenaline has sunk to the pit of my stomach after all of that. And I'm just like, man, of course that was not going to be.
It was a problem with the control mode at his selection.
Oh, he meant to pick another mode. Well, I mean, that happens. You know, like, look, like I said, man, like this.
Yeah, the nerves,
This
bro.
is not just about the money. These guys are feeling it.
And if someone is feeling it, it's those Falcon fans. As we are here, the smile that fights. ET is here, as Rome himself called him the extraterrestrial.
Yeah, man. Some of his skills is definitely out of this world, but ZJZ, as I like to call him, the most unfun man to play against in fighting games. Like, this guy will make you hate whatever game you're playing.
But now everything is set. Of course, this is for real. This is a German challenge, so no points awarded to anyone. It was just in time, and CJC starts going forward. And if you want, as you say, to play about the control, the press down, cooling down your character, Hotaru is ideal for that.
Most certainly, you know, like Hotaru got a little bit of wind taken out of her sails in the most recent update, but still a very dangerous, versatile, and maddening character to play against.
Let's see, good just defense over there. Yeah, but still the damage is done. Oh, he just run and press the bottom pocket.
Yeah, the counter hit down C, man.
And maintaining the pressure here. Oh, but you are not able to punish that in time. CJC, he gets punished for that.
Yeah, ZJC could have put a little more damage on the counter hit down C earlier, but kind of abandoned it for a very standard free damage string. And again, like, I feel like the emotions might be at a little bit of play here on ZJZ's part. ET not at all phased at all by all those restarts.
Come over here. Going fast, ET, not slowing down. Ooh, oh, what he tried to just defend in the right.
Yeah, tried to hyper defense at the end, and you have to do that. There we go. Get the guard cancel.
In the end, he's gonna land it.
Yeah, ZJZ needs to clean it up a little bit here. We saw him play yesterday a little sloppy, but managed to squeak it out against Reynolds. So he's going to be a little tighter than that here.
I can see that instinct in ET predicting some move from by CJC. That jumping was so big and has left the player from T1 at touch. Finally, he's gonna land it with the whole screen poke. And ET is gonna take number one, making these Falcon fans extremely happy.
You gotta believe he just wanted to throw a fireball there, and the pole just extended at the perfect range to stuff it. And gets hit by trying to run up. It eats a low B for his trouble. Bar D wild punish, make it hurt ZJZ. Let him know you still out there.
Those amazing normals from Hotaru being placed into right order. And still in.
But it's too high, really.
How are you gonna use the CJC? He needs to bring it the pain, and he does it. He's gonna get the bar. It's gonna be enough to kill, of course, yes. Call the ER because Billy's down.
Tighten up, son. He finally got that counter hit down C that he got earlier and converted correctly in the corner. Big damage combo. Ooh, too far away from that C, and needs a whip punish for his trouble.
Big mistake over there in the spacing of CJC. Oh, you're gonna get baited, son.
Yeah, ET switching up the timing of his strings, forcing ZJZ to miss those guard cancel attempts from defense, and that's why he's taking all this damage here.
He's paying it big in blood. Finally, he's gonna be able to take that SPG away from ET. And going for the prediction, sadly the timing was not the right one. They just defend getting a little bit of life back, but still there. Wow. Over here, are you gonna steal the CJC?
Oh yeah, and he go for the guard break too, because he's only at 60% rev. He tried to empty jump. Oh my God, he thought like, hey, he's probably not gonna wake up super here, but if he does, I'll empty jump and possibly be safe enough to guard if it comes out. Ends up eating a throw instead.
That knowledge in between them pockets is being shown. Both of them started with the SPG at to start the round. Ooh, what a backdash over there, not allowing the British criminal, the hooligan, to touch this innocent girl who can't really make a number on you pockets if she is this close.
I know, man. She's about to have some resources on her end too. Only a 47% rep. That's gonna hurt. He's got a bar too. Rip it, dude. No.
I think he felt it was not in time to get the resource.
Wow, the dash up close.
This is gonna be enough.
So much resource, so many resources on ET's side.
Everything.
Yeah, red line that.
Yeah, not enough to kill yet. but is on a touch right now. And this is totally in ET's favor. Yeah. What a comeback! Amazing. He didn't broke this. The decision is there. All that willpower from ET, not breaking him down, driving him all the way to steal that round.
Yeah, man, ZJZ with an attempt, rather a chance to put that game away and opted for the ADP that led to nothing and gave ET the opportunity to commit what he just did.
Yeah, man, amazing changing of momentum and strategy from CJC, who went back into the fireball game, but the jump in is gonna get punished, and now he will have to fight his way away of this corner hit, because that red blow is really going to crush the damage and gain all the positioning to ET.
And right now, like ZJZ, looking like he is the one out of step with the better player, which is ET. ET has not been forced to not utilize a super on reversal at all during this game. It hasn't been blocked, it hasn't been just defended, it hasn't been baited.
Well, when again, there's fireball. Wow, gets the reach. Perfect approach by CJC, who decided, or maybe made a mistake over there, to not capitalize out of it.
And this is shades of last night, where he had some pretty good opportunities to put a game away, and it just never came out. And I gotta feel like that's frustrating.
Yeah, man.
On top of everything else that's at play here, you're not completing your strings.
Going for the full punish right now. CJC yet again falls into the trap. ET playing, I have to say it, because he feels fresh.
Yeah, no, ET looking like a fresh as daisy right now. Not at all missing any opportunities and taking advantage of everything that ZJZ is giving him.
Ooh. Finally, the timing is well to guard that red blow. Nice. The canceling to the DP to deliver the full Kotaru damage. But the revving is coming, 80%. He cannot spend anymore. He will get into overhead.
That's not what you want to happen if you're ZJZ right now. You're locked down, middle of the corner, middle of the field. You have to gamble on DPs like that. You're not going to get too many opportunities like that. And you're overheated on top of everything. What a big meeting! Post D! He's got him already, drops the D break. He gets it back. Oh my God, no!
The last
not like this, ZJZ! He thought he had a window. He thought that after the drop, ET was going to go for another button.
And he created the opportunity. He went with that frame trap, which ET fall for, but sadly there was no end at that offense option. ET is going to move forward with a very, very solid 3-0. Wow, Buckets, as you were saying, history is written in this kind of matches.
Yeah, no, wow, man, like, these things happen at high intensity situations across all gaming, not just fighting games. You can turn into complete spaghetti at any moment playing any video game when things get hairy like that. But between these two, that's not the first time I've seen that happen, except the last time that happened, it was ET who was on the losing side after dropping a big game-ending combo.
No, simply insane what we are watching here. ET is going to get into the final Saturday, into that very, very magnificent top 8. But wait, hey, we have to go to the scenario because we have an interview with ET. Up to you guys.
The man of the hour, give it up for ET! The crowd is all behind you. Now, first of all, congratulations on making it to the quarterfinals. You're playing against a rare Hotaru on the other side. How do you prepare to face off against that?
首先，恭喜你成功的晋级了8强。你刚才那场呢是打了一个比较少见，现在比较少见的一个人物了，就是这个 Hotaru。就想问你当时是怎么个准备的呢？
应该，就是在选角上刚好因为有练第二支比例，所以就想说试试看，结果发挥的还不错，所以蛮高兴的。
Honestly, I wasn't like 100% prepared against it. It was more like, you know, my character is it's meta for a reason. So I simply went up there and I performed my best. And turns out it was good enough.
And did it great. You have the crowd behind you to cheer you on. Now, tomorrow you're playing. You're guaranteed $45,000, and you play against Go1. How do you feel about that match? And is there anything you'd like to say to him?
下一场你将要对决的是这个 Go1，你准备要怎么个去准备这么一个强劲的对手呢？
他是个非常聪明的选手，需要做相当多的对策。我会 做好万全的准备来应付他。
Go1 is a very, very intelligent player. He's got a lot of things up his sleeve, so I have to prepare doubly hard as well. I've got to make sure to have ample time to make sure that all my homework is done, to make sure that, you know, I'll be able to I have just as many counter strategies against Go1's ideas and his smart play style.
I'm very much looking forward to that super technical match. One more time, your victor and off to the quarterfinals, ET! ET, please go crush your opponent's ski. It's all yours.
All right, man, you heard it there first. ET feeling like, hey, sometimes it's a little bit of luck, it's a little bit skill, but it's 100% heart all the time, and he's got it, brother.
What it is all the time, it's 100% is effort, my dude. Because right now, we are seeing all of that. Oh, he's feeling it, yeah.
Yeah, I know he didn't want to do that to him, man. Not like that. Whoa! The bones are everywhere, man.
That hurt, man. It snapped. It snapped.
Does gold have bones? I don't know. Like, that's not how I want to find out.
I was able to carry one some hours ago, and they are heavy.
They are heavy.
They are heavy and solid.
And you don't get to take one home either if you lose it. So, sorry, ZJZ. But we're going to have to see you the next time at the next event. And we're going to see you guys in a little bit because we got some more bills to pay. We'll be back with more Fatal Fury City of the Wolves action here at EWC 2025 in just a moment.
I'm here with the Gio after his match versus Punko. Didn't quite go the way he expected, and I want to talk to him a little bit about. Unfortunately, that wasn't an elimination match, so he will be out of the tournament at this stage. But I just want to know, you know, difficult coming in, you know, a lot of pressure on his shoulders, you know, the only person representing his country and all of that stuff. Was he able to deliver what he prepared? Did he feel like he went in with the right confidence? And is there anything he
guy, the minute he saw that he couldn't really break down XiaoHai, we started just throwing out Hail Mary counter supers.
Yeah, XiaoHai, it was very clear he had some experience with the matchup. He was disengaging quite frequently to maintain a position where it was difficult for Chris G to make to threaten the ambiguous cross-up situation, and you saw that over and over and over again.
The shimmies were in full force too. We saw that Chris ate a lot of just jump C's, getting baited from throw. I want to say about 4 to 5 times. His percentage was extremely high on that one, and that's what got Zizzy the dub.
And then it was the clash of the icons, ZJZ against ET. And this one was a little bit anticlimactic in the end, wasn't it? A clean sweep.
I agree with you, Logan. This one was tough to call because ZJZ is so cool, calm, and collected, but we saw at the start accidentally picking smart mode, having to go back. I don't know if he ever got his ground, basically. I just don't know if he figured it out.
He certainly looked a little bit flustered. I mean, we're looking through these highlights right now, and I mean, we're just seeing a highlight reel of ET doing a bunch of combos. He was finding all the hits. That was a good backdash from ZJZ. Got the wild punish combo. I forget what happens here. He completes it, and then I forget the mix-up.
Yeah, there was just quite a few issues there. I don't think he clutched it out in situations that he needed to. Big damage here from from ET. And of course, we saw right here just a chip out, trying to go for a guard cancel, and that's the problem. You need to guard cancel. As we've seen other players do against Billy, you got to have those guard cancels on deck. When you don't have that, he's going to just flex his plus frames ever so more.
ZJZ was never able to mount a proper offense. ET just controlled the pace of the match, almost like 90% of it.
Whole time.
A dominant performance from ET, a dominant performance from Team Falcons. Another player qualified for at finals, and still with Kindevu waiting to play as well. It might be a clean sweep of all 4. We have to say goodbye to 2 more of these players, and I'm sure everyone will be very interested to hear what this man has to say. Let's go over to Ryan Hart, who spoke to Chris G.
What's going on, everyone? I am here with Chris G after that match with Zizzy. And man, obviously didn't work out the way you planned. Is there anything he did that you didn't expect? Was the match the way you your own strategic form? Was it the way you wanted it to be? Talk me through your initial feelings about how that match went.
He played Billy, and it worked. Honestly, there's not much to say. It is what it is, you know. He picked the character. I tried to kind of like surprise him with the Salvatore, but it doesn't matter. The matchup is too terrible, so it didn't work out at the end.
What changes do you think are needed to kind of remedy that matchup?
Billy. It's Billy. I lost to 2 Billies. I don't really know what to say.
Of course, the XiaoHai matchup yesterday, 3-1. I did see it. I know you said Billy. What did XiaoHai do really well in the match?
He kind of did exactly what every other Billy does. He just does it better. And yeah, like if you keep the opponent out while also being able to go in whenever you want, there's not much you can do unless you truly outplay them. And I was not able to do that yesterday night, and I wasn't able to do it today. So it is what it is.
Chris G, always a pleasure, my friend. Wish you well. I know we're going to be seeing more of you in the near future. You're a stellar champion, one of the multi-game GOATs out there. This is another notch in your experience tank, and I'm sure you're going to be using this information to get dubs in the future. So always good to have you, man. Thank you. All right, that's it here from the interview stage. I'll see you guys later.
Chris G giving us exactly what we expected from that interview. It was a tough pick. He knew that it was going to be a very, very difficult pull for him, but losing to the 2 Billies back-to-back, he is now eliminated from the bracket. And we were just talking there about any options that he could have looked to, knowing that he was going to have to go up against these Billies in terms of counter picks. But when when it's postulated that his worst match is 5-5s, it's difficult to plan for that, right?
Yeah, I think Chris did the best he could have done. given the circumstances, right? The pool he had, the pool of characters that he played, I think Chris prepared well. It was just the players were just a step above, and that's what you're going to get here at the EWC. Everyone's gunning for that top spot. It's going to be hard to break them down.
Yeah, it was quite clear if you were watching the matches that this guy, Chris, he was so ready for the Hokutomaru matchup, but in the end, it really didn't matter that much because of the fact that these other players, they were performing at such a high level that the matchup on paper, those slight differences did end up making the difference.
And with the character switch to Salvatore, hoping for an unfamiliarity with the matchup, it paid out it seemed like it paid out at first, but then it just
it wasn't enough. Like he said himself in the interview, like that matchup is just not that good.
No.
You know?
Yeah. Try to catch him off guard, and it worked at first. Like that one game, Zizzy was taken off guard, or you see him kind of like reluctantly look, but then immediately after, he was like, "Oh, I know what I got to do. Just look for the jump-ins, dash out, using a rev dash. Billy's rev dash, the best in the game. That's really what gets him those anti-air lows, right? He's able to sneak under you, and that's a great tool to use against Sal G. And then obviously looking for the counters, baiting them out with punishing from full screen. It really was just, it was academic.
Well, let's take a look at our last 2 remaining qualification matches for today. 2 more names must be placed in that final bracket. 2 more medals will need to be put in the crusher. And Team Falcons have another one. This is 2 huge organizations going head-to-head. Dark Angel's already managed to get the job done once. Will he be able to eliminate a Falcons player here in Kindevu? What do you think, guys?
Ooh, so this couch is rooting for Dark Angel. Like we all want Dark Angel to win. I'm torn. I want both of them to win. But again, I've mentioned this plenty of times. Falcons crowd. Dark Angel's got an uphill battle against him, but he's part of one of the longest running esports teams ever, and he's carrying the weight of his entire franchise on.
Yeah, I mean, this is a run back. They played earlier this week, and Dark Angel lost. It was not particularly close, so I think he's going to really need to reassess his, particularly I think his defensive decision making.
The term reassess, and the fact that we are playing Fatal Fury, you back a wolf into a corner after licking his wounds. Dark Angel is definitely going to look to turn that around, and I think he doesn't want to suffer a loss. But again, Ken Devil cannot be underestimated. That dude has so much experience. He's shaking hands, kissing babies outside. He is comfortable in his element, and he's looking to soar with the rest of his Falcon brothers.
Taking selfies with the crowd, inspiring the reactions. But it's going to take a very inspired performance from Dark Angel to overcome Kindevu. That's coming up next. Let's take a look at our last qualification match of the day. And it is going to be RB versus Punko representing Weibo. This one, again, a match that we haven't seen yet. That Dark Angel Kindevu is the only run back in these qualification matches. So this is a fresh one for us. How do we think this one's going to go?
This one's going to be tough. So, I mean, obviously both these players qualified using the Gato, but RB, for the most part, has been using the Kain this weekend. I suspect that we're going to see the Kain into the Gato once more. That matchup does not seem particularly good for the Gato player. So I suspect we're just going to see more of the usual kind, just trying to oppress and also trying to keep Gato out of his comfortable ranges, control the approaches from the Gato, that type of thing.
Yeah. I think Punko really is going to have to become Punko, right? The angry Punko that we know, the walk forward rev blow, the high mixes with the variance of the jump ins, the command grabs, obviously the back turn, high evade. I think that using that is going to help him break down the defense of Kain, because other than that, Kain is just going to whiff punish him. He's always at that spacing for 2C. He's always got the fireball on deck, and Punko likes to get aggressive, and that could backfire. So I think coming from certain approaches of using his style, but just differently, it could help out.
Yeah, you summed up almost everything I was going to say. Punko's just got to play like a wild man. That's what he's known for doing, and that's probably going to be what gets him the win. 2
exciting matches to end our days of action here at the Esports World Cup. 2 more qualification matches. And we've got Falcons versus Navi up first, Kindevu and Dark Angel. Then following that, RB versus Punko. It's going to be a huge one. Character variety is on the menu as well. Potentially we'll be cheering on that, but we know in the arena coming up next, Kindevu is going to have the home crowd behind him. Next up, we'll be in the arena. See you there.
I'm here with DJC after his elimination match. Commiserations there. Man, there were so many close clutch moments, and I just really felt like there were some times where he could have gotten the win. You know, there were so many combos that just didn't go the way he wanted. Was it nerves why he wasn't able to clutch out certain combos? And, what was going through his mind during that match?
就很遗憾你止步于现在这一步嘛，然后就想问你，当时在看你们比赛当中，感觉其实有很多个时刻，感觉就差那么一点点，感觉比方说有些 combo 差一点就使出来了，或者就是差一点就连招就接上了。
Up to this point, these two players that are next up actually played each other earlier on, and there was a dominant one-sided victory, but the stakes are much higher this time around.
Let's bring them up then on stage. Our first competitor, it's Dark Angel! The young Na'Vi player faces immense odds, and not just this crowd, but remain composed versus loads of experience on the other side. Will this crowd be his bane tonight?
I'll tell you what, Dark Angel has been absolutely amazing to even make it up to this point, and he is definitely a threat now to make it into top 8. But his opponent is none other than Cotw! Cotw, aka the Golden Fatty. That is, of course, the translation, which is an absolutely phenomenal name. Cotw, of course, also representing Team Falcons. As we have been seeing, the crowd is going absolutely buck wild for my guy. This is a legendary fighting game player, fighting from the land of fighting game godhood, that is Japan. And right now, he is trying to score some extra points for Team Falcons in the club championship. And most importantly, he is trying to get himself into that top 8. I think we're ready for our face-off, brother.
Gentlemen, please join us in the center of our stage. It's time for the stare down.
Okay, let's see it. Let's see it. What type of energy are we seeing? Oh, look at me. I ain't the one trying to send you home, Cotw. It's that young man right there. Are you ready? Are you ready? Go ahead to your stations. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the run back. Somebody has to go home, and somebody is going to make it into top 8. It is time for Cotw versus Dark Angel.
El hijo de la raza is here, representing Na'Vi, playing all the way from Mexico. Dark Angel is going to try to hold into that dream as he faces Falcon's own. The man with the emerald mane. This is no other than Kindebu, my dear Hell Pockets.
Hey, yeah, man, like, we are going to see a rematch, but I don't think it's going to go down the same way. We've seen that Dark Angel has what it takes to adjust the gameplay and to fix the issues that can pop up on the fly. That's very important for games like this that are going to force you to play very versatile. You have to be very versatile on offense, very versatile on defense. It is a very formless experience playing Fatal Fury Series of the Wolves, especially against someone like Kingdom.
Yeah, man, what a future, what a destiny. Life gives you chances, and here Dark Angel has the one to redeem himself against the opponent who sent him into the lower bracket yesterday. Of course, now with the emotional boost of having beat one of the Japanese gods of fighting games. That has to mean something, but of course, Kindebu, he is one player who has been into fighting game circuits for more than 25 years. He has a very big and productive career. He is used to this kind of environment. Yet again, it is the young prodigy against one of the most toughest veterans in the scene.
Yeah, man, very decorated is Kindebu. Quite a history in his own right. And I just gotta feel like, probably feeling pretty confident going into this, you know? Like, he had basically, he clocked him.
He has his number.
He had him clocked. In the previous meeting, he had him clocked. It's on Dark Angel to show him another side of the Terry Bogard.
That's what he's going to try right here as we are ready. The thumbs have been raised. Everything on the line. It is the Falcons against Navi. Again, if Navi gets this win, all the shape of the Esports World Cup could change, but of course Dark Angel needs to push that forward. Of course, we're gonna see the Pumps and the Flames with the Schwartz finally trying to make that approach with the Revolution. We're talking about Revolutions. Kindebu lands the first high blow.
Yeah, you saw it kind of start a fireball war at the beginning of the round there. It caught a jumping kind with the EX power wave, but then you just saw the Rev Panzer just stuff another attempt from Dark Angel to start a fireball fight, and now he's back at it, despite being at the life deficit.
This was very interesting the last time. Against Nemo, he was using exactly this, the regular the power wave, in order to control the approaches, and so far it's working for a Dark Angel who is still with his SPG, down in health, but still with tools.
Yeah, now that power wave just, now that's one thing about throwing projectiles in this. Wake up, Geyser, we'll take it.
It's the champions.
It's gonna be the round for Dark Angel.
Look at that wild punish over there. Dark Angel is gonna pick that up. It looked like he was going to find nothing but trash pockets, but he instead changed it for treasure.
Yeah, no, very interesting to see the way that Dark Angel.
Hey!
Wow, again, the far D into Geyser.
As you were saying, Dark Angel is trying to move forward little by little, pressing Kindebu against the left side of the stage. No, we're going to stay in the center. Neutral being played by Dark Angel. He wants Kindebu to approach and make these mistakes. Finally, Dark Angel is really provoking mistakes on Kindebu, something he could not land last time.
And this is fascinating because Terry Bogard, not known for his projectile pressure without using Rev, and the Light Punch Power Wave is not grounding Kindebu, but also giving Dark Angel the time to respond to jumps with anti-airs.
Those challenges by Kindebu have been godlike. Now Dark Angel against the corner, he's not gonna respect anything and just say, power, guys!
Bruh.
The power of Earth itself is rising, Hell Pocket.
All right, so Kindebu has definitely been here before. I don't think that he's going to allow himself to be caught by the same scenarios again. But man, what a way to go out in that first game.
They change
complete dominance from Dark Angel.
What a just defense right there. I am a little bit nervous, Pocket. I think you can hear it in my voice.
Oh yeah, most certainly. I don't blame you. I do not.
Why?
On the throw.
Still with the chance, Dark Angel with a good advantage, but Kindebu has the corner, has the damage.
Yeah,
the setup is here.
Great blocks, great patience from Dark Angel, knowing that there was not really a worthwhile escape. Hey. Wow! Jumping over the far D, getting his own jump D, get the kill combo.
Oh, look at that stare, man.
Wow. Okay. We are in a different kind of scenario here. We are playing a new game. This is not the run back we thought it was going to be.
Thankfully, Dark Angel is really pushing this forward. Are we gonna feel those ambitions? Not yet. Kindebu has the turn, but yet again, he's not respecting anything, Pockets.
And this because kind players love pressing the advantage after making the opponent block the looping pressure. And Dark Angel's just saying, look, I'm gonna gamble on a pretty damaging reversal if you're gonna keep giving me these fake pressure strings that leave you vulnerable.
Beautiful, that's under that hat. Dark Angel against
the corner. Great response from Kindebu.
Eat it! Not when he has resources. Dark Angel has to get out of this. The overkill is not gonna last, but finally he pressed the button. A little bit of a frame trap, and Kindebu gets around.
Yeah, look how close that Dark Angel was, basically taking game 2 there after just a couple of well-placed reversal geysers. I don't think it's worth giving up on entirely, but I guarantee you that Kindebu is not going to give him that look anymore. He thought that was going to be counter hit juggle. I don't blame him.
Too far away. Kindebu didn't press a button. Let's see now the throw. The exchanges, the changes, the modifications and evolution from the Japanese player can be felt. One of those ganchos volados, as he said yesterday, are hurting him. He misses 3 of them against Nemo, and now the first one is going to cost him a round.
Yeah, no, you saw him go for the B power dunk there, just thinking that Kindebu was going to possibly sneak a little dash forward in the middle of that pressure, which is the sign that the pressure is going to loop back into another version of the block string. So far, he's been very successful at calling that out, but Kindebu cleaning up the approach just at the end there. Big cross-up.
A cross-up over there with the little knee. The jumping B is going to be a success over here, but again, but the just defense, Kindebu is a demon pocket, but he's gonna get punished for that grab. Sadly, not a confirm.
And I can't say that this is looking, well, it's obviously looking good for Dark Angel, but I can't say that Kindebu is looking too bad here because he's been a touch away repeatedly, finds the jump D, holds the corner down, another big jump D.
He's gonna spend the bar, of course. Bringing the ambitions, all that is needed to go for day number 2. Look at the damage pockets, not enough to kill. Oh, power geyser!
He didn't know how to finish it off.
Respect me, look at that smile.
The whole world was spinning after that reversal geyser from Dark Angel.
Oh my God, Kindebu gave him the chance and he took it. But this killer from the Falcons cannot be taken out. Let's see, bring the note a little bit. Those approaches, little by little, dragging Dark.
Oh, the counter, he popped him up high. He's got so many resources. It's gonna hurt.
Oh, look at that. Perfectly executed pockets.
All right, Kindebu, I think, might be a little shook here. At least at the very least, he knows that he cannot just press for free against anything that Dark. He's got to find a hit. He's got to keep the pressure tight. The guard strings have to be immaculate.
Our analysts were saying that the defense for Dark Angel will be tested here, and now he had shown he's able to get out of the corner, but gets a little bit antsy against Punish because of that.
And it's still anyone's round right now. Swings on the Rondo.
Don't tell me Kindebu is going to be able to steal another round. Yes!
Once.
When Dark Angel looks the most strong, Kindebu simply becomes a hero and steals that for the Falcons.
Yeah, no, we're 2-1 Kindebu right now, and Dark Angel challenging a lot of scenarios that, I'll be honest, they're kind of working out for him sometimes. Sometimes they ain't, and when they don't work out, they hurt a lot.
He's picking out 40% of damage. But now, Kane has the corner. No, another lack of respect. Cero miedo from Dark Angel.
All right, once again, Kindebu off to a very bad start, but not how it's going to end. It's not how you start, it's about how you end it. And once again, finds a hit. Is there going to be another big shimmy?
Oh,
finally blocks the reversal geyser.
I think that was a little bit predictable pocket, and Kindebu has everything right now to take game number 3. Yeah, the throw.
He couldn't keep getting hit by it all day, Colt. Like he had to block it eventually.
Oh, the overheat, but Dark Angel still has fighting him. Let's check out those Schwartz of Flames.
Man, he's gonna have a hard time getting in because Kindebu still with access to Rev can throw out those really reinforced flames, and that's not the war that Dark Angel wants to play right now. He's running out of time, and he finds another geyser. He finds another geyser.
If he get the bar with all those power waves, I finally makes the challenge with that ignition gear, my boy. He's really making me feel it, Pocket.
Answers the challenge of a dash-up low B with a geyser. I mean, come on, man. When the opponent's willing to do that, when they call it out consistently like that, it's almost like you don't want to press the button. I don't care who you're playing as.
Okay, he is coming close, but of course Kindebu is a complete menace. Still, that DP is gonna say something about it. Oh, great SPG. That's why Kindebu has it on the starting point, but now he's against the corner. Great throw by Dark Angel, but the flash kick over there to simply stop everything.
Yeah, and I gotta believe that Kindebu did not see at any point during this weekend that this rematch, if it ever happened going this way.
Ooh, great damage over there, almost taking Dark Angel out of the corner. But it doesn't matter because the kid is simply saying, I am not going to respetarte.
Yeah, no, and I'm not seeing much of an adjustment on Kindebu's side. He's still getting hit between those gaps. And oh, man, no follow-up there. Didn't have the meter for it, unfortunately.
Look at that, the red gauge for Kindebu is so close to the overheat that now he has the advantage of health, but not in resources pockets.
Yeah, you know, he was feeling,
oh my God, yeah!
He was feeling great as long as he had the rev gauge in the previous scenario like that, but he overheated himself, lost advantage, lost access to the rev flame, and that basically allows Dark Angel to just walk in on him.
Oh, like right now, Dark Angel on the match point. Can he really do it? Kindebu pressing him little by little into the corner. Finally, Dark Angel finds a hit. And another one. The wild punish. This is going to be big pockets. He has the resources. Power Gazer.
I don't know if Kindebu's got it in him, man. He's taking a lot of hits. No meter, though. This might be it. That might be it.
Not yet. Of course not. Oh, my God.
The scaling's a heartbreaker.
Oh, look at this. Trying to play the neutral. Trying to maintain the momentum. Dark Angel will have to play the patient.
Needless to say, I do not like this for Kindebu at all.
Oh, wow, he's gonna do it! He's gonna do it! Pocket se nos va to Pocho! That is Navi's own Dark Angel! Oh my God, Kindebu! Ah!
Yeah, he knows
the feelings.
He was overheated. He went for the jump B thinking that the power wave was coming. Oof. He thought he had a punish opportunity there.
The Terry is gonna stay alive. Of course, this is so hard to see, but Dark Angel will be able to move forward. Kindebu feels it. This is the contrast of emotions. This is the Esports World Cup pocket.
That's a look of a man who got controlled the entire match. Like,
a competitive man.
Controlled by Power Wave. And the game plan wasn't that much different than the previous match that they shared.
Oh, I cannot believe it, Pockets. The Navi kid, the guy who will keep his life in this tournament as he moves into top 8 to play tomorrow on the finals day. What a moment to witness.
And man, as intense as that was, I want to hear what's on Dark Angel's mind. Interviewers, what you got for us?
I absolutely want to. If anything, make sure you're checking up on Colt during this because I know he's going crazy. In the meantime, we are here with the man of the hour, Dark Angel from Navi, victorious in this massive matchup. Now, this was a rematch from earlier on in the tournament. You're on the Terry. Did you need to change anything, and what was it to get the win today?
Tuve que cambiar algo para esta partida porque esto ha sido un rematch.
Sí, tuve que ser un poco más paciente en mi juego, no arriesgarme tanto a menos de que se estaba, ¿cómo se dice?, ofendiendo demasiado. Se andaba atacando de más y me sirvió el contraataque con los DPs, el power, el poder y pues feliz por haber ganado la revancha.
He had to play more patiently than in last match because he took advantage of the over-aggressiveness of his opponent. He played with a counter-attack more than anything.
It was very much visible, and it was incredible the way that you countered your opponent here, Kindebu, against you. Now, look, tomorrow you play against Fenritti. That is not an easy matchup. Do you have any words for him for the top 8?
Mañana juega contra Fenritti, no es una pantalla fácil. ¿Tienes algunas palabras para él?
Que gane el mejor y excelente nivel aquí en el evento. Nada más.
Let the best player win and a great level here in the tournament.
I cannot wait for that matchup in the top 8. One more time, Dark Angel victorious. You may go and crush your opponent's key.
Look at that. And look at that smile, Pockets, walking that road of victory as he will be the first with the right to crush one of the Falcon keys right here, right now, as everything goes the way of the Navi's Mexican hero.
Yeah, man, very elusive Falcons have been to avoid this scenario the entire weekend, but had to happen eventually. And it falls apart mid-crush. I give it 5 stars, bro.
Yeah. It was one magnificent moment for him. That's execution. You need execution for that press mother bucket for the crusher, and that's how it's gonna go. But this is the future bucket. We will witness these 2 other, as only one of them will be the last guest for that finals tomorrow.
Yeah, no, this is probably going to be one of my favorite matches of the evening because both of these gentlemen, no stranger to aggressive play, and Punko, while maining the Gato, has had a history with other characters in this game, obviously opting to stick with the Gato. RB also with a history with Gato, but currently playing Kind. I still think it's possible we see a couple surprises here.
Yeah, man, I really want to see how the madman Punko comes out now with the fire of elimination burning his back. Of course, RB has his own life on the line here. It's going to be simply fantastic.
Oh yeah, no, man, you're fighting for your life in the Shark Tank, the most expensive Shark Tank in the world currently, according to COTW players at least.
That's the data. That's the data, and the numbers don't lie, Bucket.
No, the numbers do not lie, man. These guys know what's on the line, and honestly, I'm expecting to see some emotional reactions coming up soon. But the stage host got to get some reactions from the crowd. What you got for us, bro?
And just like that, you can see the power of adaptability. My man's Dark Angel actually lost earlier on in the tournament to his opponent, to Devil, and then this time he comes back on the loser side with the power-up. That was absolutely phenomenal. Congratulations to Dark Angel for qualifying for top 8.
Those are the stories that we live for here at EWC in Fatal Fury, and we have one more story to tell tonight. Let's introduce our final matchup, RB! Qualifying out of Combo Breaker, this man smashed the Geo before bowing to Mach earlier today. Will's famed Hoktamar will save him tonight, right here in Riyadh. We'll just have to see.
We're definitely gonna have to see. His hands are going to be full, but I mean, that's RB. He's been doing this for a long time. I think he's ready for the occasion, and I'm ready for this occasion. That is to bring out a fighting game legend. Make some noise for Punko! Now, Punko, of course, sponsored by Weibo Gaming, trying to do his best to put some points on the board for his squad, and putting points on the board is something he's been doing throughout his entire career. Since Big Hollywood even got into the FGC, I've been watching this guy even back during in other titles, and then actually even before my time, KOF 11, he was a god, one of the best players in the world. Now fast forward all the way to Fatal Fury City of the Wolves here in 2025, and he is still phenomenal. That said, I think it's time for our face-off.
Gentlemen, please join us on the stage. We saw glacial looks earlier today here from Punko, so who knows?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
okay.
RB's bringing it.
It's getting spooky. I like that energy. I like that energy. Enough said then. Y'all go ahead and back up there. Get ready for your match.
Go ahead.
Go, please, please. I like that energy, Milos.
Did you see that?
He said, hold up, Milos. What you trying to do,
We're
brother?
squaring up.
What you trying to
Hey.
That's phenomenal.
And that is 11 p.m. here, and we're still going wild. Our players are loving it, and our commentators are ready. Let's send it to them.
Yo, call the aura, the aura.
Yo, they are farming for it, that's for sure.
I think that's the best stare down of the night, honestly, man. That's got to be on an album cover. That's got to be on, like, if they ever do a special edition of Fatal Fury in the next couple of years, that's got to be on the cover.
And I am not surprised between these two. These are two of the most explosive and unexpected players in the circuit right now. Both of them incredibly wild, both of them explosive and unpredictable as they can be.
You know that Punko got an early start in this game's lifespan, making a name for himself as one of the most dangerous players in the game's community. Starting out with a Marco, performing some pretty cheeky strategies on people in ranked for quite a bit of time, but finally settling on Nagato, where he has been home ever since. And just making people afraid to pressure on Wake Up.
Yeah, and of course, RB coming all the way from his qualification at Combo Breaker. That's a man who cannot be stopped. I want to see these two players going nuts, going wild, because that's their style.
They have to. They have to. This is not only the last match of the evening, but potentially the last match of their run here at EWC.
And the last ticket to land into that top 8 tomorrow, which is just so desirable, because once you have passed this stage, you are back alive, just the same as everyone else, back again, a new way to grasp your own destiny, and I cannot wait for this to happen.
Yeah, but by the way, shouts to Rob with the KOF 11 war on Punko.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Yeah, man, a lot of people don't understand. They think about Punko from previous titles, but Punko actually getting a start in KOF games and other SNK games earlier on in his career. So I won't say it's exactly home for him, but he did take to the game like a fish in water.
Exactly, just as he is doing here at the City of the Wolf, this Fatal Fury new version, new delivery that our friends from SNK has put together for us. Just a fantastic game. Pockets, I am so happy to be here with you, with the people at home, con la familia. I hope you are having a fantastic time as we see these two fantastic players battle for survival.
Yeah, no, I am hoping that everybody's been enjoying the evening so far, been enjoying the entirety of the event. It has been an absolute blast, honestly. I hate using the boilerplate language here, but honestly, there's no real other way to explain it. These matches have been incredible. The event has been incredible. The people, the staff,
the local,
the talent, the players.
The love from the local FGC has been also incredible.
No, shout out to those folks for sure.
I cannot express that. You will know later as we are able to share what has been happening all here this week. And this week at Riyadh, at this Esports World Cup, simply a moment to remember for life, Buckets.
And they're taking their time making sure these buttons are right, because once again, the pressure is mounting. They have not only the responsibility to make it beyond this round, but also the responsibility to ensure that day 2 closes out with a bang.
Woo! What a moment. What a moment. Look at this. These two players looking at each other. Two teams being represented proudly by these two titans. And only one will be able to walk out. The expectation cannot go higher. The fire could not be burning hotter, my dear Pockets. Outside there, it's more than 40 degrees Celsius. But right here, it's hotter than that.
It's definitely 100 right now, man, and I'm surprised we're even standing upright.
Yeah, boiling. It's boiling right now. The thumbs are being shown. Are we ready to go?
It is time to go.
I need this.
It is time to roll out, everybody. And I want to say right now, this might end up being what we call a barn burner, a slobber knocker, an absolute tragedy unfolding, a car crash, a train wreck, the immovable object meets the unstoppable force.
It's gonna be so hard for Punko to get inside as he will try to rush down RB with his cane, but Gato will need those approaches. Of course, RB is starting, as we know it, trying to punish any kind of approach that Punko will attempt, and so far, the damage has been done.
Yeah, man, RB with a very strong start out here, and an empty jump. B gets the hard knockdown in the corner, and definitely Punko will wake up DP if he thinks he's good. There it is.
The voice of a prophet right here by Pocket, telling us what the pro player will be thinking. Very solid start by RB. The red blow is not going to land, and we are trying to get everything revolutionary right here with the Punko bar going hotter and hotter.
Yeah, you know, Punko, what we like to call a defensive sampler. You know, he likes to sample the entire rainbow of his opponent's defensive options. What do you have on menu right now? I want to taste all of it.
And also a sampler in terms of red moves, bro, because he loves to spend the bar in them as he has now. Ooh, suddenly he pressed the button, and a bait perfectly executed over here by Punko, and the punish, the damage is not gonna wait.
Yeah, he's about to put it on him right now. He's gonna get that mid-screen hard knockdown. What's the setup? 50-50 overhead. No, he goes for the feint. He's a wake-up Lanze.
Another that was so expensive for RB, but this madman simply wake up again with a flash kick, and little by little the overhit is here. Now we'll have to play this legit RB. What are you gonna do?
That's right, and RB has started out so solid up until this point, and now his own deck to get guard broken and possibly one touched out of here.
Patience now for Punko. The Beast has become a patient hunter as RB is trying to work his way out of this overheat. What a wild punish over that read, over that jump in. Punko is gonna take it. Only the first round on this long set. This could go for a good time, Pocket.
Wasn't exactly working out in his favor either, because he was looking at 60 seconds left on the clock and so much health to get down from Punko's side. So I don't think that was going to end in his favor either way. But hey, we got a new round 3 here, and it's looking great for RB already. Punko getting caught, pressing a button on wake up, and he's going to eat so much damage into the corner. Hard knockdown, eat the rondo pressure, jumps out of the rondo pressure, look for the command grab, and I told you, Colt, we're swinging wild here at 11:30 p.m. at night in Saudi Arabia, Riyadh.
I love that idea from Punko, but RB was so ready. Perfect backdash to get away from those filthy hands of that world glove trotter.
Oh, man.
Punko really needed that, but RB showed that he is ready. And these are messages, little by little. He's telling Punko, I am ready for what you have to offer.
Man, that reversal command grab attempt from Punko would have caught lesser players, but RB clearly seeing the scenario for what it is. Perfect answer.
Oh, I like it. And now a little pause from Punko. I like it. Like having that cool moment to not only think what you are doing, but also reduce the momentum that your opponent is holding. Because RB is one of those players that once he gets that inertia on his back, he's very hard to stop.
And we're going into game 2, man. If you could only believe that was only game 1. They were fighting like everything was all coming down to that.
So many attempts of that red blow from Punko in the last match, and now in the first try, he's gonna hit it. Also that EP maintaining the corner under pressure.
That 6B again, you can't go anywhere yet. Wake up, Lance, get off me.
Wow, okay, the crazy stuff is happening. Of course, it's Punko, something we have to expect, but that punish over there with the C, it's going to be incredibly hurtful, and now he has to deal with the corner. This is not going to wait. Are we going to see the stars fall pocket?
Sampling the defense options from RB again. He might want to slow down on possibly overeating. He's basically gotten blocked twice, looking for the reversal DP there. I think he's got to calm down a little bit here. But as I say that, eats to the wild punish, gonna lose his SPG immediately and get pushed into the corner, hold the rondo pressure. And also, that's just opened up, man. That's a can opener right there.
The hidden gear is a possibility, not only incredible damage. No, he's gonna save it.
Yeah, go for the hard knockdown, man. Almost time to put him away. There it is.
Oh, God, RB, so wild, man.
Yeah, Punko doesn't want to block.
The calls, those backdashes from RB has been so punishing. Punko has been unable to break that momentum and back again into the character select screen to get some thinking time. But I don't think anything can cool down RB right now.
I mean, you talk about character matchups and whatnot. I'm not going to get into it, obviously, because it's just not going to make a difference here. It's about the player playing the player, and Punko is finding out rapidly that RB might be the foil to his madness, basically.
Like fight fire with fire, bro. Like one madman can control another one, and that's what we are finding here. As Punko finally it's unleashed. The tiger that travels the world, it's against the corner, but the damage has been done against the cane. Ooh, pressing the button, and the damage is going to land. Now RB will have everything he needs to set this into the game point.
Yeah, RB right now in complete control of this, and Punko, the best he can do is backdash in the corner and get hit out of the air, possibly looking for an overextension from RB.
I love that bravery from Punko, but yet again, RB is not going to care for everything as long as he has these advantage pockets.
Yeah, difficult to side switch on Kai right now because he is a charged character, so the reversal is going to be basically an immediate autocorrect. Oh, nice wake-up low B-mash.
Thunder Thikes. Checking that back. Cervical check. Has a fighting chance and went for it and get it. This is what he needed. Can he change the momentum pocket?
Now, Punko, once again, all about trying the defensive sampler. What's on the platter? What's on the menu? Do you have the block for the empty jump low? Do you have the block from the Kiba Fang low? Oh, my Lord!
No, just
could have got a little bit more. He gets it back anyway, and this is going to hurt, Colt. This is going to hurt.
That was like the hardest of reads, man. He just not went for the hardest punish. Ooh, back to the palm!
Bro.
Wow.
The dash up rev blow catching the wake up Lanze.
we were saying about finding a cure, bro, but madness cannot be controlled.
And that's one of those things that I think RB just had it in his head, like, I'm going to do it. And Punko had it in his head, oh, I've been wanting to do it.
Yeah.
Which one of us is going to want it the most?
Of course, it was about two amazing race predictions from Punko, who landed us that point. Still, RB is looking strong. He has the advantage, but of course, Punko is not going to back down. The Wii player is here to do his stuff buckets.
Hey, man, you know, I want to say right now, Punko, not in control of that, not in complete control of that match, but definitely showing signs that RB is going to have to possibly change the approach if it's going to keep playing out that way for him. Honestly, Punko, hard to condition. That's the scariest thing right now. And if you fail at even like taking advantage of that, then you might actually be sunk. And right now, wow, the clutch guard cancel off the hyper defense from Punko. Doesn't get a lot of damage, obviously, but that momentum, couldn't get it back, couldn't hold on to the momentum, unfortunately.
Let's see, great grab, just defense to stay alive, but the 1-2 with the setup. The control of the stage. RB changed his style buckets, and now it will be so hard for Punko to bring this round back. Yeah, just the
nice
check.
and simple, man. And now RB on game point.
The dash B to close it out, and almost the threat of
looking for the
the secret gear is gonna be here because RB has anything on his platter.
And man, this has got to be tough for Punko, man, because he plays against a Gato man who probably knows what he wants to look for. But hey, gets the meaty swipe, gonna get a decent amount of damage here. The overhead is represented.
Finally working. So many other times RB has responded, but right now, even checking perfect those air to airs. I like it. Duck to the hand, man.
And he was so, and he had to commit to the Panzer at that scenario. It's an unfortunate way to go out, but RB's got to recover here. Otherwise, Punko's going 2-2, and I don't think he wants that scenario at all.
No, you don't want this man to get momentum, that's for sure. Those trades, of course, not in the favor of RB. Punko in control. No, not anymore. The Panzer is going to enter.
And that's your opportunity.
Hidden gear or two supers. Let's see. Going for the 2 series. No, he's going to keep it. He doesn't want the damage because he's going to be the confidence. We are going to have RB going the long way. Sadly, Punko will stay. And one madman has to triumph over the other.
You saw him set up the rondo pressure repeatedly, and Punko just refused to be jailed in the corner that way. He knew he had to fight his way out or be forced to play defensively, and he just wasn't in the mood to block anymore.
Yeah, man, you are saying it. He tried to swing a little bit too far, and sadly, Punko will pay the price for that. Painful, of course, because he's one of my favorite players, but RB is going to rise above indeed.
Yeah, man, RB moving on to the final scenario tomorrow. And man, what a weekend it's already been. I feel like we've already hit like the fever pitch here at EWC 2025, but there's still more action to come in the following evening.
Completely right, and not just action, but right now we also will hear from today's winner. Of course, the last one invited to that great top 8 tomorrow. Only champions, the cream of the crop, are invited to this date. And talking about the cream of the crop, we will go with Hollywood Rough TV for the RB interview. RB, congratulations on a major victory. You are officially qualified for top 8. The first thing I gotta ask you, gameplay-wise, how do you feel about the Gato matchup?
RB，首先恭喜你成功晋级了8强，然后想问你就是对战 Gato 这个人物是怎么样的一种感受呢？
其实因为我之前就是玩 Gato 这个角色的，所以我对这个角色可以说是比较了解这样子，所以我用凯恩打起来的话，所以我觉得基本上打起来不会太吃力。
I used the main Gato, so this character is very familiar to me. So whenever I'm playing against it, I know exactly how to beat it.
Okay, and another thing, RB, of course, I've watched you in fighting games for a long time, even back in other titles. What would it mean to you to become the EWC champion?
这位主持和包括第一解说，包括很多粉丝都看你跟踪你了很多年了，就 就想问你，如果这次能成为这个电竞世界杯的冠军的话，对你的职业生涯来说代表什么呢？
我觉得如果这一次能够赢下冠军的话，对我来说是人生一个新的里程碑。我希望我不管今年或者是之后，都会努力朝这个目标迈进。
If I'm able to win the championship at the Esports World Cup, it will absolutely be the highest milestone I've ever achieved in my career. And even if I don't achieve it this year, it is a goal that I will always be working towards.
RB, I just want to personally say thank you for all of your years of entertaining us, and you are continuing to do so. You are officially qualified for top 8 here at EWC. Please go ahead and crush your opponent's key.
And that rounds out our 8 names, making it into finals tomorrow. We say goodbye to another medal lost to the hydraulic press. A fantastic performance from RB. He had the inside track on that Gato matchup, of course, the character that he is tremendously familiar with, and he will advance to the final. Single elimination tomorrow, best of 9. Cool as a cucumber, cool as you like. Guys, how did you enjoy that final set of the day?
It was a bit of a heartbreaker, I gotta be honest. I was pulling for Punko. I wanted to see the Gato in the top 8. Punko, of course, a very exciting player to watch. The control that he was displaying of Gato, using those stop follow-ups so expertly. I thought that was so, it was so wonderful to see it. But, RB just outplayed him, and that's just how it goes.
Outplayed, out-neutraled, and really taking advantage of every small mistake that Punko had. Punko with so many throws, command grabs, regular throws. RB likes to go for backdash, and we saw that happening here on the screen. We got Dark Angel, though.
Yeah, let's take a look at this first matchup with Dark Angel getting revenge for day 1, right?
Gotta talk about this one, yeah. Very happy for Dark Angel's performance. Able to subdue the crowd, and those supers, the power geysers, was a true story of this set. Finding unique niche ways to connect them, but we see him get hit by a super right there.
Yeah, Kindebu tried to outzone him, tried to outspace him, everything. Dark Angel was getting run-up power geyser. He was getting good setups for the power geyser, and I think at the start of it, Dark Angel was just controlling the entire game.
Yeah, I mean, Dark Angel, obviously, the game plan was to once more double down on all of his decisions that he makes and cash out immensely whenever he makes a read. Just like that. I mean, all those supers that connected, you've got to think, those must have been so tilting for Kindebu.
I was going to say, those are definitely frustration supers. We saw them come into play. Even a little smirk on Dark Angel's face, knowing, I got you, buddy. And this one right here, baiting him out. He's biding his time, looking for it, looking for the win condition, finds it with the power geyser. The crowd couldn't even believe their eyes as their Falcons champion was getting crushed, Aru.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, it was like a masterclass in patience, which is, not something you normally see displayed a lot from Terry players. But look at that, just finding his moments and taking them.
Yeah, here we go. We got Terry, I'm coming in the top 8, and the key getting crushed. And now onto the match that we wanted to talk about. So
the stare down, guys.
Oh, the stare down was so.
RB was looking down on Punko. You play Gato? I dropped him. I moved up my weight class. And we saw that get expressed here with the super confirm, the lockdown immediately. But that was a great, look at that. That's the backdashes we were talking about.
Yeah.
The great movement tools from RB navigating through those command grabs.
Yeah, so the story of this set, in my opinion, is that RB was playing around the throws so expertly at first. It took a little bit for Punko to start adapting to it. And even once he did, it felt like it was a little bit too little too late.
Yeah, and on top of that, Punko wasn't getting proper punishes. The optimal punishes, he was getting counter hits, but he would get stand A, or he would just go into his palm attack.
Right.
I don't know what was going on there.
Seriously, I mean, he was able to find those hits, like you mentioned, a little too late. And this is actually one of the matches I wonder, had we had this in tomorrow's 1st to 5 format, could Punko have possibly found that adaptation to close it out? Because we started getting it towards the end when it was just a little too late.
It's possible, but I mean, Kain is a character that has a lot more tricks up his sleeves than a character like Gato, a little bit more limited. The game plan, he's forced to go back, to close the distance and get in on the Kain, and that, I think, limits your options quite a bit,
I'll be shutting down our hopes of seeing the Gato in the finals, but we do have some diverse character representation. I know you were cheering on Dark Angel to do it for the Terry, and Terry will be in that finals tomorrow. Of course, Dark Angel representing Navi, as you pointed out, one of the most prestigious organizations. But he did manage to overcome one of the most powerful organizations by taking down Kindevu of Falcons, and we could see how crushed he was at that loss. Hopefully he's had time to compose himself, because we want to talk to him. Let's head over to Ryan Hart with an interview with Kindevu.
Elimination matches continue here on day 2, and unfortunately Kindevu unable to get it done. Really tough game. It looked like it was, you know, to and fro, and then right at the end there, you could see the emotion on his face. But let's hear it from him. Kindevuさん、お疲れ様でした。ですね、そうですよね。いろいろありましたね。まずは感想を聞かせてください。
まあ正直勝てるっていう気持ちがあったので、昨日結構 3-0 で勝って、で別に油断はしてなかったんですけど、いろいろちょっとやっぱコンボミスと、相手のそのパナシとかを全部食らっちゃってたんで、まあ正直運がなかったなっていう気持ちは正直あります。
はい。So I asked him, you know, what are his thoughts about the match, and he mentioned that, you know, he was quite confident going in. There were a lot of 3-0s yesterday, you know, the form was there, but coming in today, I mean, there were a few combo misses that were important ones that he dropped. He felt that he fell prey to all of the baits that were being given out. You know, he just got hit by everything basically, and that, you know, that kind of whittled down his confidence, and yeah, just wasn't able to deliver the match that he wanted. And he said he didn't let his guard down, but it just somehow didn't work out in his favor. He feels that he was quite unfortunate in a lot of instances, and that's the way the cookie crumbled. So yeah. で、サウジアラビア来て、その旅、まあ大会ここまでなんですけど、その旅としてサウジアラビアの経験いかがでしょうか。楽しいでしょうか。
めっちゃ楽しかったです。負けたのは悔しいですけど、すごいよくいいなんですか、ホテルとかもすごい綺麗でご飯も美味しいし、楽しい経験はさせてもらいました。
それはいい、とてもいいことですね。So I asked him, you know, although the tournament's over now, how do you feel about your experience coming to Saudi Arabia, being part of the EWC, hearing the cheers of the Falcons team? And he said that he's had a great time. The food's amazing. Everyone's looking after him. And so the experience has been really positive. But Kindevu, a master genius at multiple games. If you know anything about this man, you know that he can get to the very top of any hierarchy of fighting game. So we'll be seeing more from him later in the year. But that's it. We say goodbye to Kindevu at this point, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.
That brings to a close our group stages. 2 days of action, 8 players eliminated. 8 players continue their journey towards glory here at the Esports World Cup. Let's take a look back at the brackets and how they stand. We've had some surprises. We've had some performances that were to be expected. Let's take a look at Group A first, and it is no surprise to see XiaoHai there in winner's bracket. Guys, what did you think about Group A?
I mean, we knew XiaoHai was the favorite here. We've been talking about him the entire show. I do feel that it was a matter of who's going to make it out second, and we did talk about the whole time it was between Zizzy and Chris G.
Yeah, I think the most surprising performance is Chris G, right? Being able to navigate through the abilities, excuse me. But unfortunately, this was the result I was also expecting. So Chris and Koji were done.
Moving on to Group B now. And you can see the dominant performance from Fenritti, a player that I feel like, you know, we haven't really shone a lot of light on, but he has just been quietly getting the job done. And of course, ET managing to get that huge win against ZJZ to get the second qualification spot. Aru, what did you think about this?
Yeah, I mean, the Fenritti qualifying out in winners, I don't think that was really a surprise to anybody, any ball knowers, right? I mean, that guy, he's pretty ridiculous, and the steamrolling performances that he's been putting on the past couple of days just speak for themselves. Whereas ET, I think, making it out in the loser side, I thought that was a bit of a surprise to me personally. But, you know, the way that he's been playing today, the way that he's been adapting, and he's clearly had game plans for every player that he's been up against. So, you know, the fruits of his labors are shown.
Let's take a look at Group C now. And of course, Fenritti's former teammate, Goichi, looking very strong here. 2 players that have been so dominant in the early months of Fatal Fury. City of the Wolves, and they are sitting in winner's seeding position for that top 8. Dark Angel, though, is certainly the story of the day, coming back from a huge 3-0 clear now against Kindevu on day 1 in the opening round. He was able to make it out in the lower side of the bracket, guys.
Yeah, Goichi's dominance, like you mentioned, I would say he's number 2 next to XiaoHai. Looking at all these players, he hasn't dropped the game nearly since even Combo Breaker, right? Storming through everybody through that big event, continuing on this way. And of course, the story of the young man, Dark Angel, the youngest player in this bracket, fighting through the bad matchups and still finding a way to land Terry Bogard in top 8.
Dude, according to Ryan Hart, he says that Goichi told him that he has not lost a set in casuals ever.
Oh, wow.
It's an insane stat. Like, you got to think about the repercussions of what he just said. You know what I mean? So that guy, will look out for him tomorrow.
All right, let's move on to Group D, our final group here in the group stages. And again, some big performances as Moke advanced with the support of Falcons, the first Falcons player to make it into that top 8 finals. And it was RB who was able to scramble his way out in that second qualification place, defeating Puko in emphatic fashion. We'll be sad to see that Gato go, but RB marches on into the finals. What do you think about these two players?
So it's interesting, right? We talk about these brackets kind of lining up how we expected them. I don't think any of us expected Mop to get out on the winner's side of this bracket.
Yeah, this is the one that was a toss-up for us. We knew Moke, RB we knew they were going to do well. We assumed RB was probably going to make it out in winners, but he still made it out on losers, and Moke edged out on the winner's side.
Yeah, Moke, of course, I think the most improved player in the most recent weeks. He's traveled literally every single qualifying event that he could. The only ones he didn't was because they were happening at simultaneous times. So the guy obviously has improved so much over the past couple weeks.
Definitely benefiting from the organizational support of Falcons. Those players have been ever present on the road to EWC, and 3 of them making it into the finals. That's a huge performance from that organization. It's time to pick our Sony MVP of the day, and it was a very short discussion between us, wasn't it, as to who that MVP was. They had the worst performance, I think, on day 1, the worst score differential, but our Sony MVP making it into the finals and getting revenge is Dark Angel. Guys, Navi's Dark Angel taking that MVP, well deserved, wasn't it?
Very well deserved. He lost yesterday to Punko. And what did he do today?
I don't know what he did. I don't know if it was a mindset switch. I don't know if it was just labbing. I don't know if he had to look in the mirror, look at himself and says, you are him. You need to come out flying, because whatever he did, the switch up and demeanor was ridiculous.
There was no flying. You said earlier, them wings got clipped. He clipped some wings.
He's clipping some wings.
It does certainly feel like there was a big mindset shift. I mean, the way that he was committing to his reads, he was playing so confidently. Look at that. You have to have confidence to use those supers the way that he was doing in those sets.
Oh, talk about confidence. Look at this. Wow!
Yeah, I mean, Power Geyser winning 3 rounds consecutively, different ways of Power Geyser, showing you the versatility of the tool set, and another DP. I mean, he's got those in spades, and that was, man, really, I am so proud of this kid. He is the MVP. He is here doing it by himself. Dark Angel, look out for him tomorrow.
Such a huge statement, turning around a 3-0 defeat to Kindevu in the opening rounds, day 1. 3-1 was the score to book his place for Navi in the finals tomorrow. And it is almost time to crown an Esports World Cup champion for the first time in Fatal Fury City of the Wolves. We'll be back tomorrow, commencing at 8 p.m. local time here, and look at that for a match number 1. All eyes, the name in everyone's mouth, the GOAT, XiaoHai, goes up against RB, a man who is backed by his community, and he is living up to that support here. A one-man band not representing one of these huge organizations. Can he take down the GOAT XiaoHai? We'll find out. Fenritti and Dark Angel, what a huge test that will be for Dark Angel tomorrow. Fenritti, one of the most informed players this week so far. And next up at 9 o'clock, it's going to be Goichi and ET. We've got Prestige, we've got Legacy, we've got Legend, alongside a man who is renowned across so many different titles. Is Go1's versatility and his malleability, flexible style, his incredible defense going to hold up against ET's incredible, I guess, experience in this world? We'll find out. And then last of all, Moke, who was the first name for Falcons to make it into this top 8, going up against XiaoHai, and that's going to be bittersweet in the arena as the Falcons faithful will be split down the middle in a potential team kill. Remember, it is single elimination as well. It is best of 9 though, so the best player will definitely win. Guys, which matches are we looking to the most tomorrow?
Personally, I'm really looking forward to seeing the Fenritti versus Dark Angel match. I think that the way that Dark Angel picked apart Kindevu and really pressed the right buttons at the exact right times was so masterful to watch. I want to see him try to do it again against Fenritti.
For me, I like a good underdog story, right? And I think ET versus Go1 has a chance to be one of the biggest upsets. You just mentioned Go1 has not dropped the game in casuals, obviously, since Combo Breaker, right?
Which means long sets, right? So,
and it's a long set, more time for a player like ET. I mean, ET's been playing KOF, right? Long sets, more characters. If he adapts and figures things out, that's going to throw a huge monkey wrench into the predictions.
So that's my go-to match as well. I kind of wanted to say XiaoHai RB, but given that it's it's first 5, that gives XiaoHai a big advantage to figure him out. I want to see what Fenritti has got. I think he can pull it off.
I'm very excited to see some of these match-ins, these pairings here that are seeing players that have made their names in other titles, in other companies' games, that have come in and really performed, going up against legends, guys that have multiple titles in SNK games. That's the beauty of Fatal Fury City of the Wars. It's bringing the world's best together. We have multiple title holders, and of course, tomorrow we could do something that's never been seen before. We could crown a champion in 2 titles. That's never been seen at the Esports World Cup. Of course, it's never been seen a player qualifying for 2 titles, but XiaoHai's already done that. He won Street Fighter 6 last year. Can he win and become the first ever Fatal Fury City of the Wolves champion? We'll find out tomorrow. We'll be back here for the pre-show at 7:30 local time. But we'll leave you on this from Cotw, our top plays of the day. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you right here again tomorrow for the Esports World Cup, Fatal Fury City of the Wars, the culmination of all of this incredible competition. Thanks to Cotw, here's our top plays.